High School's former basketball coach. Stealing from a youth mentorship program is what a former Du Bois County nonprofit director is accused of doing. John Herrick reports.
Between March of 2017 and August of 2022, the Justice Department says Ellen Korn stole nearly $161,000 from that nonprofit.
Iberian Orchestra. The multi-platinum rock group is back with their holiday show, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve. Some of their popular songs include Carol of the Bells and Wizards in Winter. Tickets go on sale this Friday morning at 10 on Ticketmaster, and a portion of the proceeds will benefit the Indianapolis Zoo and Sheltering Wings. The concert will perform at Gainbridge Fieldhouse on December 4th at 7 in the evening. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 3:04.
What's up, Indy? Hammer and Nigel here for Window Nation. Now is the best time of the year to buy new windows. Whether you have old, drafty windows or cheap builder-grade ones, September is the perfect month to protect your home from cooler weather. And right now, Window Nation is offering their most popular offer. Buy 2 replacement windows, get 2 for free. Plus no interest, no monthly payments, no down payments for 2 years.
And did I mention their installation crews can replace a house full of windows in 1 day or less? With Window Nation, you get top quality windows from a trusted company, all at a reasonable price because they know replacing windows is an investment and they want to make it affordable for you. Don't miss Window Nation's most popular offer. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. And remember, you'll pay nothing for 2 years. Hurry, Indy. You need to hurry because this sale won't last forever. 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com to get that free quote.
With traffic now, what's going on, Matt Bear?
Southbound 65 has stopped right now from 21st to West. That's a 5-minute delay. Construction delay, southbound 65, 73 minutes on the extra time from the north split down to the south split. Northeast side, eastbound 465 slow before and after Allisonville Road. And eastbound 70 slow to downtown from west. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mainly clear skies tonight, not as chilly with lows falling to about 51. On Tuesday, we'll look for abundant sunshine. We'll see this slow warm up. We'll get up to about 80 on Tuesday, and we'll see the lower 80s on Wednesday under mostly sunny skies. It's going to be really low chances for any kind of rain throughout the week. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
I was thinking about this, Hammer. This radio station, this show, probably one of the only shows in America that talks about its lieutenant governor more than it does its governor.
Correct.
I mean, between us and Rob Kendall and Tony Katz, it looks like Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith with now a deleted social media post. Don't be deleted social media post guy. Micah, come on. You're better
Keep
than
it
that.
up there, man. Own it.
Own it, man.
Post it and own
it. So what? So can you tell me, can you interpret what this deleted social media post is all about? It kind of, it made it look like he didn't say it, but it made it look like he wanted 40,000 Haitian refugees to become permanent residents here.
Okay, well, the internet's forever. So I've got the actual post here.
Okay.
So I'm going to read it word for word. There'll be no interpreting anything. This is word for word, and you take it for how you want. Quote, yesterday I sat with Haitian pastors from Marion County. Their people have endured earthquakes and violence, and now more than 40,000 are seeking asylum here in Indiana. We spoke about barriers of language and culture while also discussing the power of faith and family. What I saw was not a community asking for a handout, but people determined to work hard, raise their children to become contributors to the great Hoosier state, and assimilate to the American way of life.
Okay.
I take that as he's talking to these Haitian pastors about ways 40,000 Haitians can become comfortable and assimilate here in Indiana.
There's a couple things. I think a few months ago, or before Braun was elected, Governor Braun, I think he had a different take on some of these people coming in. I look at this tweet, which has now been deleted. I don't see anything wrong with it per se. I see Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith with his preacher hat on. He has compassion and empathy and sympathy for these people. I get it. I'm not saying don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I want 40,000 people sucking off resources here. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? But Micah's a pastor. Micah puts God first in his life. And he put this out on the official Lieutenant Governor Twitter page, social media page, right?
Correct.
This wasn't some private thing.
It was the Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith blue checkmark page.
And there's some dispute about the 40,000 number two, I think.
But that's what he wrote. Those were his words.
I understand.
And I get it. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but my side, he's not my pastor. Okay, I need a lieutenant governor.
Sure, exactly. Yeah, he's got to wear two different hats.
Correct.
And I think he had his pastoral hat on there, and I get it. But you were totally within 100% right that he's not your pastor. But I like Micah. I know it's a different relationship with him and Rob now.
Right.
We were introduced to the lieutenant governor through Rob, and
Look, we're rooting for him, man. We want the dude to do well.
I want him to do well, but I don't want 40,000 people, in Logansport with, sucking up. Okay, even if they assimilate, which I don't know that they are. Rob made it sound like this morning, I was listening to Kendall and Casey's show, they don't want to assimilate. The Haitians don't. I don't know how you know that or not.
Well,
but that's
think back to the old, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Like these.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Were the folks that we were talking about here.
Right.
And
but I think Tony and Rob, they're just definitely, they're saying this is it for Micah, right? And I don't know. He's wearing his pastor's hat, and I think he has a lot of compassion and empathy, and I get it. I do too. But 40,000 people, taking up American jobs and sucking off American resources.
We can't take care of the people we have here in Marion County.
Oh, I know.
We still have a homeless tent community near Fountain Square.
Yep.
Like driving around parts of Indy yesterday.
Dude.
So another tent community, like near the White River, on our way into downtown to go to the Colts game. We got to worry about these people. 40,000 Haitians. I'm sorry. God bless you. I'm sure you're probably fleeing from something, but we've got rules and regulations here. There are people who are waiting to come into this country legally, the right way. And if you want to have a conversation about how we make that process easier, I'm all ears. But right now, you don't get to cut people because we feel bad for you.
Right. Now, they didn't come here illegally. They were brought here. But you're saying
they're not citizens.
But they're not citizens.
Right.
And there's a process.
Correct. And 40,000 is a big number. So I get he's being Pastor Micah, but you used it on the Lieutenant Governor Micah social media. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe we're making too big of a deal here, but no. This is like the one thing that's bringing some of the establishment Republicans and more MAGA-type Republicans here in Indiana together.
Yeah.
No, we've got our own issues here, and 40,000 Haitians does not fit what we're trying to accomplish in the state of Indiana.
And you probably need to go back and look at what he said prior to these Haitians arriving.
Right. Very closed border guy. Very, Trump-like when it comes to the border. But then he puts on social media in a now deleted post, 40,000, got to work, got to assimilate. No assimilation. Sorry, that's not how this is going to work. 40,000. But he's since deleted it. Mike has made a statement basically saying it's taken out of context, blah, blah, blah. But the damage is done. Damage is already done now. It's out there, and people have been ripping him to shreds. So we'll see what happens.
I think he's used to that by now.
True. And you look at the folks that are working in his office right now, their whole angle is everybody's wrong but us. Now, sometimes a lot of people can be wrong, but everybody's wrong but the folks that used to be the church, members that are somehow now running the lieutenant governor's office. Okay, that's how you feel. That's fine. Speaking of immigration, Miss Allison, can I please get the Attorney General, Todd Rokita, to get us rolling here?
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
So Trump's going to the Supreme Court a lot now because these lower circuit judges, they're basically being activists and taking away everything that he's trying to do in terms of national security. But the latest Supreme Court win happened earlier today. The Supreme Court will allow the Trump administration to resume carrying out the ICE immigration sweeps in L.A. There was an L.A. federal judge that had a stay put in place of like the ICE and federal raids. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld the restraining order. So the Trump administration said, fine, we'll go to the Supreme Court, and by a 6-3 vote, bottom line, DHS and ICE can do their thing out in L.A. once again.
So Trump has had a lot of wins. He's had a lot of these types of wins. It's just taking him a while to get through them because like you said, the lower court circuit progressive wing of the, judges are all knocking down these Trump executive orders and laws,
right,
and legislation, and another win for Trump.
And we know what the
win.
end game always is. When these activist judges do this, they know damn well it's not going to stick. They know damn well it's not the right decision, but it gets over on Trump. And then that looks good to their super leftist overlords, right? And that helps them retain positions and or get reelected. If you're looking for a reason to drink tonight, Nige, speaking of leftist overlords, happy 84th birthday to Bernie Sanders.
Oh, wow.
Bernie
Hello.
is 84. Vermont senator, failed presidential candidate. And it seems like only yesterday he was running for president, and his big campaign platform was he wanted the Boston Marathon bomber to be able to vote.
If somebody commits a serious crime, sexual assault, murder, they're going to be punished. But I think the right to vote is inherent to our democracy. Yes, even for terrible people. So I believe that people who commit crimes, they pay the price. When they got out of jail, I believe they certainly should have the right to vote. But I do believe that even if they are in jail, they're paying their price to society, but that should not take away their inherent American right to participate in our democracy.
Shockingly, that didn't go over well with the public.
Yeah. I don't think it went over well with the Democrats.
No.
Not just
it was too extreme for the left. Like, even the late-term abortion people were like, I don't know about the Boston Marathon bomber. That's a little extreme. Great moments in Bernie Sanders' history. He was doing an interview with Brett Baier on Fox. And Brett was kind of holding his feet to the fire here, saying, look, you're Mr. Climate Change, but all you do is fly on private jets all around the country. And again, Bernie, not winning over many supporters, said this.
The only way you can get around to talk to 30,000 people. Think I'm going to be sitting on a waiting line at United, waiting, 30,000 people are waiting? That's the only way you can get around. No apologies for that.
Think I'm going to be waiting at United like you scrubs?
What an elitist piece of garbage. Somebody else confronted him about that. You go, you want me to walk to California?
Right.
I love that quote.
Right.
Want me to walk to California? What an elitist.
I'm not going to wait at a United port.
Airlines. How
it's good for you, but not me. Okay, Bernie. Ow. Unbelievable. Matt Bear, what's up, buddy?
That's really good. Southbound 65 stopped right now. 21st to West Street, 2-minute delay. Southbound 65-70 slow from the north split to the south split because of construction. Eastbound 70 slows at west to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage for a limited time. Get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine and 70 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We got a big show for you. Coming up at 5:30 today, Kevin Bowen will be calling in. It's always fun to have him on talking about a Colts win. Colts undefeated, best record in the NFL.
Love KB from our sister sports talk station.
A little bit after 5, Counselor Michael Paul Hart will join us. Now, this may be his first long-form interview since the little coup that took away his leadership power at the city-county council. So we got a lot of stuff to get into after 5. And
there's some weasels over there in that council.
There are,
Aren't
man. There are some weasels. Guy Relford, he will join us from Monday Gunday coming up in just a little bit. So buckle up, kids. It's going to be a fun show. We have a fun announcement coming up next.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings, they are the best in the business when it comes to coatings, whether we're talking about a garage, a basement, a pool deck, any indoor or outdoor area, concrete. I know firsthand. They came in and worked a miracle with my old garage floor. Oh, it was so disgusting and stained and unmaintained and cracked and uneven. Galaxy Concrete Coating, my garage floor is out of this world. They got it done in as little as a day. It's 4 times as stronger than it used to be. Way easy to clean. Check out their website, see pictures, get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070.
It's the strongest hearts that remind us to cherish the moments. It's the grandmas who made us sit up straighter, the grandpas who showed us old records, and the parents who were embarrassingly loud at our games. It's those hearts that are anything but ordinary. Caring for extraordinary hearts for decades, Franciscan Health knows heart care is more than just a name on a chart. It's somebody who shaped your whole life. Heal your heart today at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers. Come see the full line of breathtaking Lincoln vehicles at Indiana's premier Lincoln dealership. From the moment you arrive at Tom Roush Lincoln, you'll know you've arrived. Shop over 200 new Lincolns in our state-of-the-art family-owned and operated dealership with no pressure. Just the award-winning service and respect you deserve, plus complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers.
Quality Supply and Tool now through November 2nd. While supplies last, there's a huge Milwaukee sale going on. Enjoy lower prices on outdoor power tools like chainsaws and blowers. Or grab a select M18 4 or 6-piece combo kit and get not one, but your choice of 2 select M18 tools free. The sale's at all 4 Quality Supply and Tool locations in Bloomington, Lafayette, Indianapolis, and Jeffersonville. Whether you're a pro during the week or want to work like one on weekends, Quality Supply and Tool helps you do it by thinking outside the box. Store.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $300 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, totals, player props.
$300 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, the Doobie Brothers, with special guests, Jimmy Buffett's Coral Reefer Band, live in concert, the Walk This Road Tour. This is a party you won't want to miss. The Doobies and the Reefers, live this Saturday at Ruoff Music Center. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Part of the Coors Light Concert Series.
At Duke Energy, we're making Indiana's energy grid stronger and more resilient, ready for storms and growing energy demands. We're adding more power to the Indiana grid. We're using new innovations and smart technology to restore outages faster. And we're doing it all in cost-efficient ways to keep bills as low as possible while we serve you with reliable energy. Duke Energy, building a smarter energy future. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
This hour is powered by Miss M's Home and Garden, Johnson County's fall nursery headquarters. You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, Rob, I'm going to let you go ahead and do the honors, man. So I'm fired up for this one. And we had a blast last year. So where are we going?
Running it back, baby. Grand Park. Beer Sample Friday, September 19th. The Suburban Indy Fall Home Show. So this was a big deal last year, man. They took good care of us. Tons of different beverage, wink, wink, opportunities there. They had a full bar, like a full bar.
Yeah.
We were getting shots and beers and having a good time. And then I was this close to buying a hot tub.
That was my next thing. Yes. I think this time, my wife was out of town last year when we did it. She's coming this year, and she's buying a hot tub.
Yes.
And I've got to get a hold of the chimney people as well.
Okay.
I got to get a hold of the chimney people, and boy, oh boy, am I getting hammered over the hot tub.
Listen, I want one too, man.
If there's somebody who wants to do business with us,
right,
do a little trade.
We sell everything out, by the way. Have you met us? Everything we touch turns to gold. Why are you not advertising with us? Hot tub people, come on.
Well, Suburban Indy's advertising with us.
Heck yeah, they are. Tickets are just $7 if you buy them online. SuburbanIndyShows.com/fall. Just do a search. You'll find it. We'll link it up here on our social media in the coming weeks. But, man, I'm excited. Beer Sample Friday on the road, Grand Park, the Suburban Indy Fall Home Show. Nige, what color would you describe my face and my neck and chest here?
Bright. You look like John Candy in Summer Rental after he fell asleep out on the beach. Yeah, you look cooked, man.
So went to the Colts game yesterday. Roof was open.
I didn't figure you were laying out on your back porch trying to get a tan.
Well, I don't have a hot tub, so maybe I did. But no, man, the sun was shining right on us because my seats were in the end zone, right? So sun was shining right on me. It was a beautiful day, but I didn't even think about it in the morning. You know, got up, it's like 70 degrees, sunny, clear day. Oh, it's going to be great. But throughout the afternoon, as the sun changed position,
here it comes.
Boom, right in my face, right in my chest. That was cooking, man. The Colts offense was hot, but my skin was hotter.
Hey, man, that was a fun game.
It was.
I haven't had that much fun watching a Colts game in a long, long time. Now, it's like, are we celebrating the Colts, or are we being very cynical and saying, well, Miami sucks? The Dolphins, it was like 33-8, the final score. I mean,
right.
We blew them out.
Right.
So are we being cynical here, or are we being happy that Danny Dimes did his job?
Hey, man, Danny Dimes was moving the chains. Like we said, the deep ball, the home run ball, not necessarily his jam, but conversions on third down, hitting the new rookie tight end, which that dude's a badass. I liked it, man. I like what I saw. And yes, multiple things can be true. The Dolphins stink. Boy, they're bad.
That little Weasley head coach that wears the capri pants on the sidelines.
McDaniel, yes. Like, imagine being a fan of the Dolphins back in the day, and you had, like, Larry Zonka and Zach Thomas. And even though Dan Marino had a perm, he was still a foul-mouthed, trash-talking, competitive dude. And now your head coach runs out in, like, capri pants.
Yeah.
It's a far cry, but no, Colts look good. Now Denver comes in this weekend, 4:00 home game here in Indy this Sunday.
They beat the Titans, didn't they?
They did.
They beat a divisional rival. That's a good thing. Jacksonville won though, didn't they?
They did. Jags won, Colts won, and both of them are at the top of the division right now. Texans got beat, so that's good. But we'll see. This will be a good test because Denver always plays great defense. Their quarterback's a little hit and miss, Bo Nix. So we'll see. I think the Colts got a good shot this weekend, and looking forward to it, man. There's a good buzz in the city. Things are so much better after a big Colts win early in the year.
They are, aren't they?
Like, you wake up and you feel better. You want to watch the news highlights.
Again, as you mentioned, especially the first game they play, which they haven't won in over a decade.
2013 was the last year. Somebody, I can't remember the player's name was 10 years old, a Colts player, the last time they won a season opening game.
You're kidding me. Colts are 2.5-point dogs. by the way, early on here.
Under a field goal. Okay, interesting. All right. So, yeah, congratulations to the Colts, man. And listen, I like Carly Ursay-Gordon. I like what she's doing with this team. I don't know how good they're going to be this year, but she seems like the kind of gal that doesn't put up with crap. And I like that. She is she's doing some work. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Hey, it's Rob. And you know, fall can be the perfect season to tackle those home improvement projects before the weather turns cold. And if your windows are old, drafty, or just plain inefficient, now is the time to finally do something about it, because Universal Windows Direct has an incredible September offer. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. So whether you need 4 or 14, you only pay for half. And to make it even easier, you'll get 0% financing for 3 years. So no interest, no pressure. And here's a bonus you'll love: $500 off your entire home improvement project when you schedule now. So let's review. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, 0% financing for 3 years, and $500 off your entire home improvement project. Some restrictions may apply, so to get all the information and schedule your free in-home estimate today, call 317-659-7574, 317-659-7574, or check them out on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com, universalwindowsdirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An accused killer has been denied bond. The skies are sunny and it's 71 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 3:31. Hugo Hernandez Mendez of Prince George's County, Maryland, appears before a judge today after being charged last week for killing Dakara Thompson. Thompson went missing late last month, and her body was found nearly 2 weeks later.
This office's primary concern is not the legal status of the defendant, or frankly, of any other defendant.
Acting State Attorney for Prince George's County, Tara Jackson, says her office is focused on getting justice for the victim and her family. The Supreme Court has just issued a split decision that gives ICE officers in Los Angeles more flexibility for immigration stops. The ruling blocks a federal judge's order that used to restrict officers from stopping people based on their race or if they were speaking Spanish. This decision was made after an emergency request from the Trump administration. A new wall was unveiled last week dedicated to organ donation. Johnette Cruz explains.
Without your partnership and commitment to the power of donation and transplantation, we could not do this without you.
That's Kira Newkirk, VP of Business Operations from the Indiana Donor Network. In April, Newkirk became a living kidney donor to her high school's former basketball coach.
We encourage every Hoosier to say yes to register to be an organ, tissue, and eye donor.
Indiana Donor Network and Donate Life Indiana have partnered with Ascension St. Vincent to dedicate a new Donate Life wall at the hospital. The wall is a tribute to organ transplant recipients and living donors, celebrating the lives saved through organ donation. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And 2 pilots are circling the Atlantic in a small single-engine plane to raise money to end polio. Peter Teehan from Iowa and his co-pilot Ed Galkin from New Jersey are are on the fundraising journey.
Go from Goose Bay, Canada, 9 hours nonstop over to Reykjavik, Iceland. You're stuck in your seat for 9 hours. You can't get up. You can't move around.
The two flew around the world in 2023, raising over a couple $1 million. During this trip, Galkin made history by becoming the oldest pilot to ever fly a plane across the Atlantic. Traffic and weather in 1 minute, it's 3:33.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
With your WIBC traffic, here's Matt Bear.
All right, east side, Lawrence crash northbound 465 after Pendleton Pike. The right lane is closed and traffic is backing up past the Penn Pike interchange and close to I-70. Inbound 65 stop and go 21st to west. And then we have southbound 6570 delayed 2 minutes from the north split to the south split. Eastbound 70 slow to downtown Harding into Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, employee-owned B Window means business. Receive up to 50% off, plus a free patio door. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to BeWindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mainly clear skies tonight, not as chilly with lows falling to about 51. On Tuesday, we'll look for abundant sunshine and we'll see this slow warm up. We'll get to about 80. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
It's Monday Gunday with the gun guy.
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Guy Relford.
Stop calling your arms guns.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here, also joining us live in studio. The Gun Guy, Guy Relford, host of the Gun Guy Show Saturdays here on 93 WIBC. Licensed firearms instructor, 2A attorney. Guy, how are you?
Man, I am great, and thanks as always to our sponsor for Monday Gunday. That's Premier Arms in Brownsburg, with the largest selection of new, used, and historic firearms in the Midwest, and PA Jewelers located in the farmhouse right out front. Check them out at 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg or premierarms.com.
Speaking of being a 2A lawyer, you had, I saw on social media, a successful court case this week. If you want to brag on yourself, go ahead.
Yeah,
all it's going to do is get you more customers.
Well, no, I appreciate you bringing that up, Nigel.
Well, you told us to, Guy.
I did not.
Joking. I'm kidding.
I sent you guys a whole list of things we can talk about, and that was not on it.
But I saw that under social media, though.
No, I appreciate that a lot. No, I won a red flag case, and that's not really unusual.
A bogus red flag case.
Well,
right?
I understand why it was brought, but this is somebody who's not dangerous. We were able to prove they were not dangerous. The judge agreed with it. At the end of the day, the prosecutor agreed with us. And so we won the case, and that's great. I mean, and that's fulfilling. And my client was ordered to get his guns back within 5 days, and that all sounds good and feels good. But what was significant about it, the reason I posted about it, is that the new law that I wrote and fought for in the General Assembly and passed not only overwhelmingly but unanimously in the General Assembly, it just went into effect July 1, and that's the law that says if someone wins that initial red flag case and they're determined to not be dangerous, contrary to the allegations of the state in bringing that case, then not only do they get their guns back and the judge enters an order that says they're not dangerous, but now because of this new law, again, just went into effect July 1. Now all the records of that are expunged, and the judge is required, it's mandatory to enter an order to expunge all those records, which means they're sealed, they're not a public record, and that red flag case, which we disproved in court, will not affect that person's life going forward.
So people were getting these red flag cases dismissed, but it would still show up on their background checks.
Yes.
And even though they were dismissed, and
in many cases frivolous, totally.
Totally. Or we went to he had a hearing and we won, and we proved they were not dangerous, and it happened over and over and over again, and for several years. And I wrote the same bill, and we offered it in 2024. It didn't get a hearing. It didn't get through, but it did in 2025. And this is because for years, exactly to your point, Nigel, and to yours, Jason, that we would win these cases, and then I'd have people, my clients, calling me a year later going, I was just told I can't volunteer coach my kids' volleyball team because they did a background check, and they said, well, there was this red flag case where someone accused you of being dangerous and your guns were seized. Like, no, I won that case. Yeah, but that looks really bad. A lady called me and all upset. She couldn't be a bus driver anymore because they did a background check. And I said, no, we won that case. They didn't care. She couldn't be a bus driver. Another young man wanted to go. His lifelong dream was to be a Marine. And his recruiter ran a background check on him, saw this red flag case, even though we won it, had it dismissed, and said, you had your gun seized from you. I don't feel good about you going into the Marines and handling weapons. And those stories just broke my heart after we won those cases. And so I wrote that bill, and we fought for it. We got it passed. And when that judge, it was fun for me, and actually the prosecutor laughed because the judge said, well, I know there's this new law, so I think I'm required to seal these records, aren't I? And I said, well, yes, Your Honor, you are. And he said, okay, well, I haven't done one of these before. He goes, I'll have to figure out how to write that order. And I said, well, Your Honor, I'm happy to write that order. And he was just kind of looking at me like, why is that? And so I went ahead and said, because I wrote the bill that resulted in that statute. And
did you say like Ron Burgundy? I'm kind of a big deal.
Well, that's exactly what I was trying not to sound like. But it was funny because the judge started laughing. He goes, you sound like you might be the right guy to write that then. And then the prosecutor just went, yeah, he is, And actually we all laughed, and we were all in agreement on that. And so I wrote the order. I submitted it. Judge signed it within an hour after I submitted it, and now those records are sealed, and my client can go on about his life. So it was a fun day in court.
I'm no Matlock here, okay, but it feels like it's a good feeling when, like, the other side, in this case the prosecution, looks over at you. He's good.
Yeah, he's right.
He's right. He's the guy.
Actually, this prosecutor at Marion County, just a very rational person, and we actually worked the case out. Where we walked in, and
there are actually some rational Marion County prosecutors.
There absolutely are, and in this case we certainly had one, and I appreciated the fact that he was able to look at evidence we submitted to him and said, you know what, I'm not even going to contest your client's, and say your client's dangerous. And so we actually reached an agreement on it. So it wasn't like I was Clarence Darrow in the courtroom. We were able to work it out. The prosecutor agreed my client wasn't dangerous, and then we submitted an order that got those records sealed. So that was a good day.
On the subject of gun confiscation here, I heard you talking about this on your show on Saturday. There is this rumor going around that the Trump administration was looking into prohibiting transgender individuals from owning a firearm. And they were going to use some sort of mental excuse as the way to be able to do that. I don't know if this ever had any actual legs to it, but that rumor ran wild. I heard you talking about it this weekend.
Yeah, no, it unfortunately does have some legs potentially, because this is how the Obama administration, even going back to Clinton, and then certainly under Biden, this is how veterans who just got a PTSD diagnosis with no determination that they were any kind of a danger to themselves or others, were actually sent letters to say, you can't possess firearms, you're a prohibited possessor. And this is under a federal statute. And by the way, Social Security recipients, and both they or veterans under the Veterans Administration, if they had designated a fiduciary to receive their benefits for them, it's like, whoa, you must be mentally defective, because there's a federal statute. Among the people who cannot possess a firearm under federal law, if you have a felony, you can't possess a firearm. If you were dishonorably discharged from the military, you can't possess a firearm. Several other categories. One of them is if you've been adjudicated to be mentally defective. And that is kind of odd language, perhaps offensive language in the federal statute, but that's what it says. Well, the ATF has looked at that and said, well, that means either you've been committed to a mental institution or you've been determined to have a mental illness. We can say that you've been adjudicated to be mentally defective. That's just the ATF. That's not Congress.
Right.
And we fought that, and we fought that, and we fought that. We fought it when they were trying to deprive veterans of their 2A rights. We fought it when they were trying to deprive Social Security recipients. And I will fight it exactly as enthusiastically because, look, did we just have a mass shooting in Minneapolis where there was a transgender person who committed it? Yes, we did. We had another confirmed case of a transgender shooting up the Nashville Christian school, right?
Correct.
Very similar cases. Others, and I've seen these memes, oh, well, the last 7 mass shooters or school shooters were all transgender. No, that's not been confirmed. Some of those memes are not correct. However, we have a couple documented cases. Should we be looking hard at this issue and making sure that people are truly a danger, might potentially need to be separated from their firearms? Yes. Can we go across the board? If you're just someone who, you're born a boy and you've decided you want to be a girl and all of a sudden you've lost your Second Amendment rights with no examination whatsoever of whether you're a danger to yourself or anybody else, oh, hell no. I will litigate that case and I will win it. If somebody wants to say, oh, yeah, guys pro-trans now, no, I'm pro-Second Amendment,
right,
no matter who you are.
I trust Caitlyn Jenner to have a firearm more than I trust some of these idiots downtown here now.
Exactly right. I mean, somebody said, well, gender dysphoria is legitimate mental illness, and even WHO, World Health Organization, has designated gender dysphoria to be a mental illness. Okay, but that's where the ATF deciding that just having a mental illness makes you a prohibited possessor. Those aren't the words of Congress. And they're expanding the words of Congress. I think you need to be determined to be a danger to yourself or others for that to be constitutional. And for instance, how many millions of people in this country right now are on some form of antidepressant?
Lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Lot. Anti-anxiety, antidepressant.
Anti-anxiety.
You could diagnose somebody. Yeah.
I've heard numbers like 10, 15, 20% of the population. I have no idea what number it is. But my point is, just having some form of mental illness, no matter how mild and no matter how little it affects your functionality, and most importantly, whether you're a danger to yourself or anyone else. I mean, to just designate a whole class of people as prohibited possessors, no, hell no. I'll fight that. I'll litigate that case. I'll win it.
And it's the danger aspect. It's not what sex you consider yourself.
Yeah.
It's the danger aspect of it. Are you mentally capable of having a firearm? And is there any proof to back up the claims that you might not be? Like with this Minnesota freak, there was tons of proof.
Exactly.
There was a
right.
manifesto. There was a YouTube channel. The Nashville shooter, the same way.
Same thing.
Go down to Parkland. It wasn't a transgender shooter, but it was a nut with all the warning signs there.
That's what we ought to be focusing on, not just taking broad categories of people and denying them their constitutional rights. Hell no. Absolutely disagree with that. And so I was disappointed. The Trump administration has done so many good things, so many right decisions in terms of the 2A. And just recently, they've filed briefs and pending cases saying, hey, the Supreme Court ought to take the Seventh Circuit's assault weapon ban case. Just on and on. The Trump administration has done good thing after good thing for the Second Amendment, but they are stepping on it with this transgender thing. They're wrong, and I think they'll either back off or they'll get proven wrong in court.
Come back for one more segment?
You betcha.
Guy Relford's with us. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
When our porch and sidewalk needed replaced, I was just going to replace it with the same style of concrete and make it look like it did before. But Mark from Indie Decorative Concrete came in and made this whole design. He's like, man, get rid of this old sidewalk and porch. I'm going to make you a gigantic, unique stamped sidewalk. I'm going to also fill in a bunch of area with a patio and give you a brand new big porch. And man, blew me and my wife away. Indie Decorative Concrete is locally owned, and they've been around since 2007. So they are the best in the business, whether it's a new patio, a sidewalk, a porch. Don't do anything until you've checked out IndieDecorativeConcrete.com. Again, my wife and I can't believe how amazing our front porch and sidewalk and patio look. IndieDecorativeConcrete.com. That's IndieDecorativeConcrete.com. Be sure and tell them Nigel sent you.
When it comes to retirement, it's not just what you've saved, it's what you keep that matters. Howard Bailey Financial invites you to join our free educational event featuring nationally recognized IRA expert and CPA Ed Slott, where he will focus on strategies to help reduce unnecessary taxes, avoid common mistakes, and plan smarter for the years ahead. This event is ideal for anyone in or nearing retirement who wants to make the most of what they've saved. Reserve your spot at the Forum in Fishers on Thursday, September 11th by calling or texting ED to 888-262-1104. Space is limited, so reserve your spot today by calling or texting ED to 888-262-1104. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Struggling with chronic joint pain? Don't want risky surgery or endless pills? QC Kinetics is your answer. Our non-invasive treatment stimulates your body's own biologics and has a fantastic success rate without lengthy recovery or harmful medications. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. Whether it's stem cell, PRP, or a number of other revolutionary therapies, QC Kinetics should be the last call you make. Call 317-559-PAIN.
Are you ready for the biggest boat and RV sale of the year? The 36th Annual Indianapolis Fall Boat and RV Show. 3 days of blowout clearance pricing at the Indiana State Fairgrounds September 19th through 21st. But it's not a show, a sale. For 3 days only, shop over 5 acres of new and used boats and RVs. And this year, we're in the new air-conditioned pavilion. If you don't buy here, you'll pay too much. Dealers are liquidating their inventories, and after Sunday, they're gone forever. The 36th Annual Indianapolis Fall Boat and RV Show. Save time and buy tickets at IndySportShow.com. Another Renfro production.
As our loved ones age, ensuring their safety at home becomes a top priority. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. I'll be right back with some practical things you can do to reduce the possibility of a fall or injury.
Cardon & Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us to find a community near you.
Removing tripping hazards such as rugs and floor clutter is one way to prevent or minimize falls around the home. Another is to position grab bars in the restroom and other common areas where your loved one may need some extra support. Contact your local area agency on aging to inquire about low-cost or free installation services. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
It's JMV and fall is in full swing at Miss M's Home and Garden. Locally grown mums and pumpkins plus fall annuals and decor. State Road 135 in Bargersville. MissM'sHomeandGarden.com.
Thinning hair? This year, grow your hair back like I did. Call 317-522-2995 or visit WeGrowHairIndy.com.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business.
Colts Nation, it's tailgate time. Join us Saturday, September 14th at noon at the Slippery Noodle for food, fun, and prizes before the game. The ultimate tailgate is where the party begins. Go to WIBC.com for more information.
Speaking of parties, Matt Baer, I hear it's a party out on the roadways. Everybody's having a good time. There are no incidents at all.
It's pretty easy to get together in Lawrence right now because everybody's moving slowly. Sorry, but always a good time in Lawrence. We know that. Northbound 465 after Penn Pike. Crash blocking the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to I-70, a delay time of 7 minutes. Southbound 6570 slows. North split down to the south split. It's construction. Crash downtown. This is Meridian at Maryland. Inbound 65 slows around west to the north split. Eastbound 70 slow but moving after Harding into the south split. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Right now, employee-owned B-Window means business. Receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door. Trust a local. Trust employee-owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine and 70 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Wanted to bring Guy Relford back for one more question here. I know we're running late, but Guy, we got about a minute left here. Your thoughts on that rally we saw at the State House last week? The IPS students, the gun safety rally, ban assault weapons. What did you think?
You know, I surprised some people, I think, when I posted on this on social media over the weekend, which is my first reaction to it was, hey, you know what? We've got young kids, high school kids for the most part, who are now exercising their First Amendment rights. They're participating in the political process. They're making their voices heard. They came all the way down to the State House. Yeah, they got a day out of school. My first thought was, awesome. Good for these kids, man. They're participating in the process. But immediately after that, my thought was, isn't it a shame that these kids don't respect my rights under the Second Amendment as much as I respect their rights under the First?
They could have learned something. I mean, I'm sure, like, you or any one of the law-abiding gun owners at the State House would have came out and talked.
There was a gun safety aspect to this demonstration, then I'm all for that as well.
Well, and there always is, though, because but what they say is to have gun safety, quote unquote, we need a ban.
Yes,
you know, and there's this,
and that comes from their teachers, I'm sure.
Well, that's exactly. It's a combination of parents and teachers, and they both support each other. But I would have loved to just had rhetorical conversations like, can you define an assault weapon, you know, and just get into some statistics. But hey, they're participating in the process, so God bless them.
Where can we find you?
Really, on Twitter, @GuyRelford is the best way. Give me a follow while you're on there, @GuyRelford.
Guy, you're the best.
Thanks, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Mark Dito, only local real estate expert I'd trust to sell my home. Luke and Emma in Franklin started building their new dream house, but they needed to sell their old place at a great price to pay for it. The Mark Needle team made it easy with multiple offers in the first weekend, closed in 25 days at the price they wanted.
Listen, you have a lot of options in the real estate game, but Mark Deedle is the only real estate expert that we trust and recommend here on the Hammer and Nigel Show. Mark Deedle has the guarantee that separates himself. Mark Deedle guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Call Mark Deedle today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdeedle.com.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Attention Indiana homeowners, are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually, you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
At Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, we're here to support you every way we can. From answering your questions to helping coordinate appointments.
The whole team has been phenomenal there. They've made me feel like I'm a family member. I get hugs every time I go in. It's been such a blessing that the great care I've received has been so close to home.
Learn more about Community MD Anderson at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Hello, my name is Nate Clancy. I'm with Labor's Local 120. I've been with Labor's Local 120 for over 40 years now.
We're members of Labor's International Union of North America. Giving back is part of their commitment to the Indy community, like helping the Soapbox Derby.
We painted the bridge. The Wilbur Bridge is an iconic bridge for the Soapbox Derby. It's been there forever. It was, needing work.
When Indy or surrounding communities need help, LIUNA steps up.
Members that went over there, we seen that it was needing work, power washed, done the painting, just anything that was needed, and it looks amazing now.
This is Chris Brickey, business manager of Labor's Local 120. While all our members are skilled, highly trained men and women, we are also your friends, neighbors, Little League coaches, and volunteers here in Indy.
Here at the local, I like volunteering in the community. Just every little bit helps. I really got a real joy in doing that.
We build Indy for good jobs and stronger communities. We are LIUNA Local 120.
WIBC stories coming up in 2 minutes right after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. And it is now 4 o'clock.
California plans to keep fighting. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. As the Supreme Court clears the way for immigration raids to resume in L.A., Governor Gavin Newsom says every person is now a target in a written statement calling the Supreme Court majority the, quote, grand marshal for a parade of racial terror in Los Angeles. U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley says federal agents are enforcing the law, not racially profiling anyone.
Illegal immigrants tend to be day laborers. They tend to congregate at Home Depot. That's not something in our control. Those are just the facts. And we are allowed to use those facts to form reasonable suspicion, and we can detain people very briefly to figure out if they're here illegally.
The federal prosecutor accusing the California governor and L.A. mayor of obstructing efforts to enforce the law. Mayor Karen Bass calls today's Supreme Court ruling un-American. It stays a lower court decision that blocked the raids while the legal fight continues. As the president keeps warning that a federal crime crackdown will expand, he's pointing to the recently released footage of a deadly subway stabbing in Charlotte, North Carolina, where a 23-year-old woman who fled war-torn Ukraine was killed by another passenger.
Lunatic just got up and started. It's right on the tape. Not really watchable because it's so horrible, but just viciously stabbed. She's just sitting there. So they're evil people. We have to be able to handle that. If we don't handle that, we don't have a country.
The suspect has a lengthy record.
DeCarlos Brown with quite a criminal history. Arrests ranging from the misuse of the 911 system to assault on a female, once again raising concerns about the revolving door from local judges and local municipalities about letting criminals out too soon.
Fox's David Spunt. Bond denied in Maryland for the man accused of killing a 19-year-old woman whose body was found nearly 2 weeks after video footage shows her getting into a car. The Dow up 114 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Shots were fired this morning. Sunny skies and 73 degrees in the Circle City. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 4:02. It happened in a northeast Indianapolis neighborhood. Ryan Hedrick reports.
And it was a young boy that was hit.
The juvenile male stated that he was standing out on the steps in front of the apartment when all of a sudden a person in all black came up and started shooting at him for no reason. That was the only description that he was able to give us.
That's IMPD Captain Don Weilhammer. He says the boy is recovering. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A new interactive display will now serve as a permanent tribute to those who have given and received the gift of organ donation.
Have a special moment to pause to celebrate and recognize a new feature and really recognize the gift of donation.
That's the president of Ascension St. Vincent. Adult and pediatric organ transplant recipients and living donors gathered at the hospital to celebrate the dedication of a new Donate Life wall. If you think the Wi-Fi at Lucas Oil Stadium needs to be upgraded in downtown Indianapolis, Andy Mallon with the Capital Improvement Board has an update for you.
So we're replacing the Wi-Fi system yet again, and we will consistently do that as technology changes, and we need to keep up.
He told Inside Indiana Business over the weekend that they are also upgrading parts of Victory Field and developing new skywalks to improve tourism. And Trans-Siberian Orchestra is celebrating the holidays in a massive way with a stop in Indianapolis. TSO's 2025 Winter Tour is coming to Gainbridge Fieldhouse on December 4th. Their show starts at 7 in the evening. This year's show features their classic rock opera, The Ghost of Christmas Eve, along with a second set of fan favorites and a special salute to their album, Beethoven's Last Night. You can also look forward to a night of pyrotechnics and lasers. Tickets go on sale early Friday at 10 o'clock through Ticketmaster. WIBC News Time is 4:04. You've got traffic and weather coming in 1 minute.
The kids are heading back to school, and let's be honest, you're finally getting the house to yourself again, which makes now the perfect time to take care of that roof, siding, or gutters you've been putting off. And Moss Roofing is here to help. Moss Roofing has been helping Central Indiana homeowners for 34 years. They're family-owned, locally rooted, and known for doing things right every shingle time. Free inspections, honest advice, and top-quality work on roofing, siding, gutters, and windows. They treat your home like it's their own, and they clean up like they were never there. That's why they've got great reviews and a loyal following of happy homeowners. So don't put it off any longer. Let Moss Roofing check your roof, your siding, and your gutters to make sure they're ready for the winter ahead. For your free inspection, call 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665. Or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
You've got WIBC traffic at 4:05. Here's Matt Bear.
Lawrence crash northbound 465 after Penn Pine blocks the right lane. Stop and go traffic back to I-70 for a 5-minute delay. Downtown, southbound 65 at 70 delayed 5 minutes. North split to the south split. Crash downtown, Meridian at Maryland. East side southbound 465 slow after 70 down to South Shadeland Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Moderna. If you've heard about MX COVID-19 vaccine, MNRA by Moderna. Good news, it's available. Head to find it near you. That's MNEXSPIKE.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly clear and pretty chilly for a Monday night, with lows falling into the upper 40s for the second night in a row. Tuesday, we're looking at a warmer day under mostly sunny to partly sunny skies as highs push into the upper 70s to lower 80s. The warm-up continues through midweek on Wednesday, with highs pushing into the lower 80s with light winds, lots of sunshine, and dry air staying in place. No rain chances are in place through midweek. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Hammer, the Trump administration has launched Operation Midway Blitz.
And the man in the back said, everyone attack and it turned into a Midway Blitz. Midway Blitz, baby. Here come the feds in Chicago.
Oh, can you tell me who sings the song Ballroom Blitz? If you do, I'll buy something.
I know who did the remake in Wayne's World, Tia Carrere.
Tia Carrere.
Who was Smoke.
Sweet, by the sweet, by the way, is the sweet. Is by the So, we've got this same thing going on in Chicago now, and there's not much they can do about it with the National Guard.
Statement from DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, quote, this ICE operation will target the criminal illegal aliens who flocked to Chicago and Illinois because they knew Governor Pritzker and his sanctuary policies would protect them and allow them to roam free on American streets. That's the statement from DHS. So we will see how this plays out because there's some bad blood here, right? Governor Fat Pig, he doesn't like Donald Trump. Then you've got Mayor Brandon Johnson, which, man, I got to be honest, I didn't think anybody could be worse than Mayor Beetlejuice. But this guy, woo! So we will see how this plays out.
I said National Guard, but it's ICE that's actually operating in Chicago right now.
With the help from the federal administration now, Donald Trump putting his thumbprint on Chicago, this is going to make for a very high-profile back and forth. And I'm curious to see how much more of Indiana the state of Illinois is going to blame. Because for years, and we've talked about this on the show.
For God's sake, if you say the guns are coming from Indiana.
It's not me saying it, Nigel. It's the governor,
I know.
the mayors of Chicago.
No, it's all the guns. They're coming from Indiana.
All of our gang members here, they should be in church, but all these Indiana guns keep coming over here, and unfortunately, they're killing people. Damn you, Indiana. Well, there was a study that came out last week that stated only 12% of guns confiscated from law enforcement in the state of Illinois have come from Indiana. Only 12%. So that seems like a pretty low number considering the massive amount of blame we take from Fat Pig and that weirdo in Chicago. I love this back and forth on Twitter.
Jeez.
I love a good Twitter feud, Nige. You know me. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. Vice President J.D. Vance.
Sometimes it does, yes.
Fired back at liberal, I don't know what to call him, activist, commentator, Brian Krasenstein.
Oh, for God's sake. That dude and his, doesn't he have a brother that's been around forever on Twitter?
Correct.
Just ultra far left wing.
They were very upset. The Krasenstein brothers, very upset that Trump blew up drug dealers coming to the United States.
On a boat from Venezuela.
Right. Awesome video.
I can't believe it. The tears streaming down my face. The drug cartel coming to deliver drugs to kill Americans was blown up in the ocean by American military. I can't believe it.
Krasenstein called it a war crime. A war crime.
Okay.
To which J.D. Vance posted, quote, "Killing cartel members who poison our fellow citizens is the highest and best use of our military." All right. Now we got the vice president involved. Now it's a good Twitter feud. To which Krasenstein clapped back, quote, "Killing the citizens of another nation who are civilians without any due process is a war crime." And lastly, to close it all out, J.D. Vance, like Ricky Vaughn coming out of the bullpen to throw that heat, quote, "I don't give a bleep what you call it." And he didn't write bleep. He wrote the word out. It starts with an S, it ends with a T, and it rhymes with hit.
Yeah, and I wonder, somebody go back and ask Krasenstein about when President Barack Obama was responsible for droning American citizens in strikes that were overseas. Okay?
Right.
They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about Obama droning American citizens or assassinating citizens. But, boy, you got a bunch of drug dealers that who knows what they were into and capable of and what else they were into besides delivering drugs and being mules. That footage is pretty amazing.
I said last week I would watch an NFL Red Zone feed of us just doing that to drug dealers all over the world. Let's go now to the coast of Colombia where there's some coke dealers getting ready to get blown up. Let's go. We're in the Octo Box. It's the witching hour. Come on. I'm here for that, man. Sadly, we did not win the Powerball. I forgot to get my ticket on Saturday.
Well, yeah. Okay, so you're not going to win.
Yeah, can't win if you don't play. Did not get my ticket. 2 tickets were sold, one in Texas and one in Missouri.
Wow.
So if those folks take like the cash lump payment, I think each one of them is going to take home around $408 million.
Every time I see these things, I think there's been documentaries about people that win the lottery, like giant lotteries, that just their lives are ruined after that, which I don't understand. I think I'm old enough now to probably, I could keep it under control.
Right.
if I won $500 million, $5 million, whatever.
I could live comfortably if somebody gave me $1 million right now.
Yeah.
Let alone 408.
Just give that to Bill Demery, and you know what?
Right.
You're in the clear.
You are living the sweet life, baby.
But so many people ruin their lives, and families are destroyed.
And these, like, quote-unquote advisors take these people to the cleaners. Well, I hired an economic advisor, and after his $200 million salary, he invested the other $200 million in betting on the Pittsburgh Pirates to win the World Series this year, and we're broke now. I mean, athletes have that happen, not even Powerball people. Like, so many of these athletes get taken to the cleaner by their agents or people like that.
I'm watching the Billy Joel documentary on it. I think it's HBO. His manager, he had to sue his manager for $90 million.
Yeah.
For fleecing him.
Remember,
great rock doc, by the way. Just side note.
I've heard that was really good.
Really, really good. It's 2 parts. I'm still watching it. It's awesome.
Remember the Browns quarterback Bernie Kosar back in the day? Like, his agent took all of his money. Took him to the cleaners, man. And that's before the money was huge like it is now for quarterbacks. I mean, he still made millions, but it wasn't like the ridiculous video game numbers that it is now. Dateline New York, Nige. 32-year-old guy in New York named Jose is going viral thanks to his inspiring messages for strangers. He's been standing on the walkway of the Brooklyn Bridge holding up signs that say encouraging messages, like don't give up and things like that. Here's Jose talking about his project.
My name is Jose Cruz, and I'm the creator and founder of the World Needs Love Tour. It's a movement to spread love and positivity with messages on signs like this. My goal is to motivate, to inspire, and to spread love. There's all kinds of interactions. There's people that give me fist pumps, people give me hugs, some people just look at it, give me a smile. So every interaction matters and makes a difference.
I love it. Nothing but positivity.
Yeah. I'm with you, man.
I love it. It's just like the guy on 9/11 standing on West 56th Street, the bridge across 465 with the giant flag.
I seen that guy. Yeah.
I'm not comparing. I guess I'm not comparing the two, but I just it's the same idea.
It's a message of positivity
and inspiration. Yes.
You know who I think the first person was that did this? A friend of our show used to work here years ago. Now he's making the stand-up comedy rounds around the country. Our pal Ben Polizzi. If you remember our car wash video we did for Hammer and Nigel, he was the good-looking guy that was shirtless that was replaced by you and I.
Yes.
He does this bit on social media, where he goes out at the street corner with a bullhorn and does polite catcalling to people.
Damn, girl! You look like you always season your chicken. Damn, dog! You look like you got your cholesterol under control. Damn, girl! You look like you always water your plants. Thank you, I do. We out here being nice.
Just out there being nice.
Damn, girl, you look like you got your cholesterol under control.
She yells back, I do! It's Ben Polizzi. Used to be around this building back in the day.
Yeah.
Matt Bear, what's going on?
Guys, I'm south of downtown right now, and West Street is stopped in both directions. This is north of Raymond, and this is because of a building fire. You can see smoke from downtown, I'm told. And right now, southbound west is jammed up after Morris down to Raymond. Northbound lanes of west jammed from Raymond Street up to the building fire, so please avoid if you can. Southbound 6570 delayed. 8 minutes from the north split to the south split. East side crash clear. Northbound 465 around Penn Pike still slow. Back to I-70. Traffic sponsored by Moderna. mNext Spike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna is here. To find it near you, visit mnextspike.com. That's mnextspike.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
On the YouTube chat, Jim writes, here's an idea for Hammer and Nigel's next charity event, a topless car wash. Look, if you want to see me topless, I'll be more than happy to.
I was going to say, female or male?
Like, Nigel and I will definitely take our shirts off, but I think more people would pay for us to keep them on, to be honest with you.
It'd be like the car wash in dodgeball.
Right.
That's what that's what it would look like.
An opposite car wash where you start just your boxers and people will come and pay to put more clothes on.
By the time it's over, I've got a hoodie on, sweatpants.
Yeah, and within 30 minutes, $1 million.
Speaking of the YouTube chat, we need you guys to jump over to YouTube right now. If you're having fun, if you're feeling good on a Monday and life's treating you fairly good, give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. We need 104 more people. That gets us to 150. That's the goal today, 150. It's a Monday. Let's start low. 150 is the goal, okay? So let's get it going, man. Go to WIBC's YouTube page. Give us a like. Give us a thumbs up. And let's see how far we can take this thing. Jump in the chat if you want to as well. We're going to play Is This Anything next.
What's up, Indy? Hammer and Nigel here for Window Nation. Now is the best time of the year to buy new windows. Whether you have old, drafty windows or cheap builder-grade ones, September is the perfect month to protect your home from cooler weather. And right now, Window Nation is offering their most popular offer. Buy 2 replacement windows, get 2 for free. Plus, no interest, no monthly payments, no down payments for 2 years.
And did I mention their installation crews can replace a house full of windows in 1 day or less? With Window Nation, you get top-quality windows from a trusted company, all at a reasonable price because they know replacing windows is an investment, and they want to make it affordable for you. Don't miss Window Nation's most popular offer. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. And remember, you'll pay nothing for 2 years. Hurry, Indy, you need to hurry because this sale won't last forever. 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com to get that free quote.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. I know finding a dream engagement ring can be overwhelming, but don't worry, we got you. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond at Shane Company is truly the best of the best. Our team travels the world to see diamonds up close, in person. We handpick each one for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Diamond buying is an art. Of course, we look at cut, color, clarity, and carat, known as the 4 C's. But that's not all. We also look at how each diamond looks on a hand, where it will be worn, how it makes you feel, and if it's worthy of a Shane Company customer. That type of expertise only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. We also think about your budget. We only pick the best in each grade in all shapes and sizes. Your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
When you call, text, or chat 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline,
you'll talk with a trained specialist prepared to help anyone
experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis.
But the help 988 offers doesn't stop there.
They can also connect you to people and programs in your community
who will offer mental health assistance without judgment
and help you successfully navigate your everyday life.
Call, text, or chat 988.
When you need someone who gets you, they got you.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $300 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, totals, player props.
$300 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Whether you're a construction pro during the week or just want to work like one on weekends, Quality Supply and Tool is the place for you. Right now at all 4 locations, Indianapolis, Jeffersonville, Bloomington, and Lafayette, Quality Supply and Tool will save you $250 on Milwaukee's M18 Fuel 5-tool combo kit. And buy a select M18 Fuel impact wrench and get an M18 Red Lithium XC5 battery free. That's over $200 in savings. Price is good through November 2nd while supplies last. Quality Supply and Tool thinks outside the box store.
Weekday mornings at 7:15, the Tony Katz Popcorn Moment, brought to you by Boer Remodeling. Don't wait any longer for the kitchen you've been dreaming of. Request a consultation at BoerRemodeling.com.
This hour is powered by Sundown Gardens, Hamilton County's fall nursery headquarters.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Oh, yeah, we're brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, presented by the Attorney General's office here in Indiana, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. All you got to do is get on the website, indianaunclaimed.gov, type in your name, and see if you have any money floating around out there. Sometimes it's fun to type in other people's names that you know.
Right. Somebody tweeted us this weekend. Did it for the first time. Found a couple $100.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome, man. Love to hear that kind of stuff. Is this anything? The Oakland A's baseball announcers were discussing some people sitting in the stands. They were eating some ice cream, watching the baseball game.
Right.
And then the dude reached over and grabbed the boob of his wife. We assume it's his wife. Girlfriend, wife, reached over, just squeezed her boob.
Yeah, it was something that was unexpected.
Right.
Like they're just showing
it people in the
times.
stands,
Yeah,
baseball games do. Hey, coming up here in 3 days, it's bobblehead night. And they just show a generic picture of people in the stands. But the dude reached over and squeezed the can. The cameras cut away, and the announcers began laughing.
I'd go for one of them, too. A little It's It.
It's it. What's that?
What's an It's It?
Yeah.
The
On
ice
behalf
cream.
of... Oh, you are a handful, Chris, let me tell you.
Fly ball center.
That'll end the inning. Ace down by a few.
So is like they were eating some sort of ice cream, and the guy just starts like feeling up his wife on camera.
Just out of left field, just boom, squeezing the can.
What was the line from the announcer again?
Play that
It's
one
a
more time.
handful or something like that?
I'd go for one of them, too. A little It's It.
It's it. What's that?
What's an It's It?
Yeah.
On behalf of... Oh, you are a handful, Chris, let me tell you.
There it is.
That's where he grabbed her.
Right.
Like, and she loved it.
Yeah. Crystal would dig it if I squeezed her can out in public. She'd be mad if I didn't.
I can't say the same for my wife.
Really?
I'm just going to be... really?
Like, Lindsay seems like she's a fun chick.
She is. She's very fun. But when she's on national TV and her drunk husband reaches over and goes, she might have a problem with that.
Okay.
I'm just being honest.
Allison, female perspective here.
Oh, boy. Here
You're
we
with
go.
your date. You guys are either married or very much in love.
You need to watch the footage, Allison, but go ahead.
But it wasn't like he reached over and he was going to town. It was almost a reach over and whack, whack, one of those.
Okay, stop doing that gesture, please. I think I'd be in the camp of Lindsay and maybe, no, I'm good. I'm good. But I do applaud people like Crystal who are on to it as well.
Okay.
It's just teach couple. But,
okay.
No, I'm good.
I mean, that camera, like, just when he started doing that, the camera just went sideways. Like somebody, like, pulled the camera, like, tripped the cameraman, and he fell down.
It's times like that where you wish Harry Carey were still alive. Like,
what are you doing?
Had that happened on WGN, say 1986, Harry, hey! Well, he's got a handful of boob there. Like it's Steve Stone would have awkward silence. 2 balls, 1 strike, Harry.
do Dirks Bentley.
Okay. All right.
Do Dirks Bentley.
Is this anything? Country music star Dirks Bentley said that he and his wife don't even sleep in the same room anymore, but he wants to get that fixed after the tour that he's on. Here is why they're sleeping in separate beds.
We don't sleep in the same room right now anymore. I have 3 pillows that have to be positioned exactly the correct way. I'm just thinking about the process of getting to fall asleep, and all of a sudden, she'll jerk. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You're already out? And so she'll move a tiny bit. I feel it. So years ago, I decided to separate church and state, and I got rid of our bed. I've got 2 platform beds and 2 box springs and 2 mattresses.
Like
right?
monsters.
I have my own duvet. She has her duvet. There's a clear line. You can see the floor between her bed and mine. Because I'm just such an animal. It's terrible. She's like, she's sleeping on the couch. Now she's like, there's an extra room we have. And she'll go sleep in there. And even last night, we're like, we've got to get this back on track. We've got to get back to the same room.
We have, Lindsay and I have yes, this is something I know a little bit about this. We have the Tempur-Pedic. You have the Tempur-Pedic, don't you?
I have the Tempur-Pedic.
From Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now I can't hear her, feel her get out of bed. If I have to get up and go pee, she can't feel me get out, because it's kind of 2 separate mattresses.
Right.
But now the thing is snoring. I have got to, somebody help me out with my CPAP machine. Somebody please.
Didn't you already have a surgery for that?
I had a deviated septum surgery in 2015, and it has not taken. And at least once a night, like the other night, Lindsay goes, "What did you have to drink last night? You were snoring like a." I'm like, I didn't have anything to drink last night.
First of all, stop lying to your wife.
I'm not lying to my wife. I don't, the last time I had a CPAP machine, I had to go through this whole thing with my doctor and then some sort of home sleep study. And then it was $800 and my insurance didn't pay for it. I don't know what to do. The CPAP machine that I have is old. It's antiquated, but it worked and it felt good. But I need to know how to get another one. And I don't know how to get another. I don't know how to get another one. So
maybe
in the chat or at Hammer and Nigel, please help me.
Hear me out here. I'm no doctor. But if doing everything right isn't working and you're snoring and you're having problems, maybe you need to start drinking more. Maybe you need to go home and get so friggin' drunk and just tie one on, start chugging shot, maybe butt chug a beer, and then see what happens. Because if you have a good night's sleep without snoring, maybe that's the key.
I would love it if that was the answer.
You're the opposite of every man. You're George Costanza.
That's right, exactly.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath. You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm, totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The kids are heading back to school, and let's be honest, you're finally getting the house to yourself again, which makes now the perfect time to take care of that roof, siding, or gutters you've been putting off. And Moss Roofing is here to help. Moss Roofing has been helping Central Indiana homeowners for 34 years. They're family-owned, locally rooted, and known for doing things right every single time. Free inspections, honest advice, and top-quality work on roofing, siding, gutters, and windows. They treat your home like it's their own, and they clean up like they were never there. That's why they've got great reviews and a loyal following of happy homeowners. So don't put it off any longer. Let Moss Roofing check your roof, your siding, and your gutters to make sure they're ready for the winter ahead. For your free inspection, call 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A man accused of killing a woman in Prince George County, Maryland. Sunny skies in 73. I'm Jake McDaniel. This report is brought to you by Moss Roofing, and here's what's trending at 4:32. Hugo Hernandez Mendez was denied bond in court today after he was charged with murder last week. Dakara Thompson's body was found about 2 weeks after she was reported missing.
I just want justice served for my daughter.
That's the mother, Carmen Thompson, and state attorneys say they are focusing on getting justice for Dakara and her family. A new ICE operation has started in Chicago.
That surge is part of the ICE-led Operation Midway Blitz that they say is in honor of a beautiful young Chicago woman, Katie Abraham, who was killed by an illegal alien drunk driver back in January of this year. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin says that this blitz won't make Chicagoans safer. I was out with one of ICE's teams, and we arrested Juan Gaspar, and he is a 43-year-old illegal alien from Mexico. He has been convicted in 2024 of forcibly sexually assaulting a child.
Fox's Griff Jenkins reporting Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is not happy about this. He threatened to sue the Trump administration for deploying ICE and the National Guard into the city without his permission. And upgrades are coming soon to Victory Field and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. John Herrick reports.
We continually invest in these buildings to make them new all the time.
That's Capital Improvement Board Executive Director Andy Mallon in an interview this past weekend with Inside Indiana Business. He says if you want to keep attracting big events to Indy, this is what needs to happen.
So that they can remain competitive and our sports franchises can do what they do in state-of-the-art facilities every year, not just after major renovation.
Among the improvements, he says the Wi-Fi will be upgraded at Lucas Oil and some old seats at Victory Field will be replaced with new ones. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And now your WIBC closing bell report. At the closing bell, the Dow gained 114 points today to 45,514. The S&P 500 rose by 13 points to 64.95, and the NASDAQ closed the day up 98 points to 21,798. You've got 1 minute until your traffic and weather. It's 4:34.
Do you spend half your day walking or standing while working? If you have foot, knee, or low back pain, the Good Feet store wants to help you like we helped Tony.
Pain that I experience the most is foot pain from being on my feet all day. You're having to kind of talk to yourself through the whole shift, like, I got this, I can do this. Before, I felt defeated, and now it's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. A whole new life, like sunshine coming on.
And here's Dennis.
Working at an amusement park, it's always on your feet. I just couldn't take it. I just couldn't believe that putting these arch supports in made that much of a difference that quickly. Good Feet just took that pain away, and I could do my job, and I could take care of my family. I know what my tomorrow is going to be. It's going to be positive, and it's going to be pain-free.
You deserve a better life, too. Stop into the Good Feet store today. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood, just off the 65.
Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
With traffic now, Matt Bear, what you got?
All right, southbound 6570 stop and go traffic from the north split down to the south split. A 9-minute delay because of construction. Inbound 65 delayed 5 minutes. 21st to the north split. Southbound 65 south side slow from the south split down to Keystone Avenue. East side southbound 465 slow before 72, 74, and on the northwest side northbound 465 sluggish from 86th Street up to 865. Crash English Avenue east of Southeastern. That's English at Dearborn. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, employee-owned B Window means business. Receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door. Trust a local. Trust employee-owned. Trust your home. To bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly clear and pretty chilly for a Monday night with lows falling into the upper 40s for the second night in a row. Tuesday, we're looking at a warmer day under mostly sunny to partly sunny skies as highs push into the upper 70s to lower 80s. The warm-up continues through midweek on Wednesday with highs pushing into the lower 80s with lots of sunshine and dry air staying in place. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hammer, I have not been able to bring myself to watch. I could barely look at the still, let alone watch the footage of the attack on the North Carolina subway. And it's disgusting, the lack of coverage on it. I'm talking about the 23-year-old woman who escaped from the Russia-Ukraine war to come here, a refugee.
Right.
And have a peaceful life in America, and was just cold-heartedly attacked, butchered. I mean, I don't know. I'm having trouble coming up with words to describe.
Savagely butchered while coming home from work.
Sitting there, I don't know. It looked like she was on her phone or listening to her iPod or whatever.
Right.
I don't get it. I'm at a loss for words.
Well, you should get it because it happens here in Indianapolis when a violent repeat offender keeps getting back out on the streets from the justice system. That's what happens. We shouldn't be so shocked. Nobody here in Indianapolis should be shocked by this because we see this crap every day.
Yeah, but the left-wing media is positioning this act of violence, again, this repeat offender butchered this Ukrainian woman who escaped here from that war on a subway, and they're positioning it as GOP pouncing on attack.
Right.
Yeah, like they're making it seem like we're the Republicans are highlighting and taking advantage and drawing a narrative from this attack. When this guy has been in and out of jail 14 times.
How many?
Was it 14?
14 times.
Right? 14 times.
A violent repeat offender. Now, not all 14 were violent offenses, but some were. Some were beating the crap out of his sister, physically assaulting her, robbery with a dangerous firearm, possession of a firearm by a felon, robbery. This is not a good guy. And I don't care what his mental state is or not. He's been put back out on the streets by weak, woke prosecutors and judges 14 times. And again, just like we say with Chicago, we can talk and point and make fun of Chicago for their crime all they want. Indianapolis is just as bad. Per capita, Indianapolis is higher than Chicago. And this is the same type of story you would expect to hear from the Ryan Mears justice system. This judge, the North Carolina magistrate judge, Teresa Stokes, she granted the release of this guy charged with his brutal stabbing death back in January for another offense with a, quote, written promise that he would return for his court hearing.
It's like the illegal immigrants that cross the border with the app. Hey, you better promise to be back for your hearing in 3 years.
Right. We're definitely going to be counting on you to be here. Wink. 14 times and a written promise. See, this is the issue we have in this country right now. Everybody's so afraid to lock somebody up. Well, you can't just lock everybody up for the rest of your life. No, you can. You can. Well, certain people that need it.
He's mentally ill.
Don't care.
You have to have pity for the mentally ill, and we have to have.
And hardly a word from the national media that vilified Daniel Penny.
The only word is GOP pounces on attack.
Right. Where's the Associated Press at here?
That's their angle.
The AP was all over making Daniel Penny the boogeyman.
Yeah.
The guy in New York that put somebody in a chokehold when they were getting out of control on a subway. Basically, who knows? This guy could have saved lives. And he was vilified. They made him to be the Joker of Gotham City. But yet when it comes to this, nothing to see here because it was a crazy black guy killing a white Ukrainian woman. It doesn't fit the narrative anymore.
With radical left-wing judges and prosecutors that kept on letting this guy back out of jail multiple times. Teens. It's in the teens, right?
14 times. Now, the mayor of Charlotte, she's a piece of work, too. Democrat Mayor Lyles. She is still refusing to condemn the lunatic, violent repeat offender that stabbed this woman to death on this train or subway, whatever you want to call it, and suggested that we should have compassion for him because of his mental state.
No.
This is the statement.
No.
The Democrat mayor from Charlotte said, quote, "The suspect appeared to have struggled with mental health and suffered a crisis. By and large, the community is safe, but this incident highlights the need for stronger support systems."
Oh, he was suffering a crisis.
It goes on, quote, "We will never arrest our way out of issues such as homelessness and mental health." Why are you making this guy the victim? He's been arrested 14 times, and it wasn't because he was stealing candy bars. He violently beat his sister, armed robbery, and now he brutally murdered a woman on a public transportation.
Not only a woman from Ukraine that came here to have a peaceful life to escape that war. She had to come to America to be brutally murdered, not droned by Putin in Kiev. She came here she just sat down, looking at her phone, and all of a sudden, she is brutally taken from us.
From somebody that should have never been out. Like, the American justice system is why this woman is no longer alive. And that's disgusting.
The judges, they've got blood on their hands. How can they live with themselves?
Here's the governor, Josh Stein, and he doesn't get it either. The Democrat governor of North Carolina, quote, "I'm heartbroken for the family who lost their loved one to the senseless act of violence, and I'm appalled by the footage of her murder. We need more cops on the beat to keep people safe. That's what my budget calls for. More funding to hire more well-trained police officers, blah, blah, blah." It wasn't the police that was the issue here. The police that were there made the arrests 14 times. It's your state, governor, that kept letting this guy out. Every single time the police did the right thing and arrested this guy, your state, whether it's this woke judge, whether it's the justice system as a whole, the activists let him out. You don't need more police. You need to enforce what the current police do. The police did everything right.
Who's advising this governor to say that? Yeah, no, we need more police. Your police arrested this guy 14 times. Okay, I don't think that's the issue at this point.
All right, coming up next, the case of Phillies Karen. It was kind of a big weekend for awful women, but I don't think anybody stole the spotlight more than Phillies Karen. That story next.
Even clear, odorless water from a city water supply can bring unwanted contaminants like chlorine, lead, and hardness minerals into your home. C&J Water Systems remove unwanted impurities from water, leaving it soft, clean, and perfectly filtered. This summer, save up to 30% on select water treatment products with the purchase of any softener. Well Water, City Water, C&J, the official water treatment partners of the Fever, can make every drop in your home pure, fresh, and worry-free. C&J, 317-733-SOFT.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Planning on inviting friends and family over sometime soon? Whether you're hosting the neighborhood cookout, a birthday celebration, or a football watch party, you know all about the hustle to get the house looking perfect. But there's one thing you can't fix on your own. The stuck windows and doors, drywall cracks, uneven floors, bugs, or mold and mildew smells. Things that stand out. Indiana Foundation Service knows that all of these signs point to major damage building up in your foundation, crawl space, or basement, and it'll only get worse over time. Don't worry. With a free foundation inspection from Indiana Foundation Service, the team's experts will identify your home's issue at the source. You'll want to get ahead of these problems sooner rather than later. Visit IndianaFoundation.com today to book your free inspection with a no-obligation quote included. Indiana Foundation Service. There's a reason they are the trusted local experts.
Indiana Foundation Service. Reliability from the ground up.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Siri, read me that text.
Sorry, I can't complete your request.
You want me to read that?
No, I got it.
Construction zone.
I see it.
Watch it. Oh my God. You're gonna hit him!
Oh, fuck!
When driving in a construction zone, be smart, be alert, be in the zone.
This is Brian Short, business manager for the Indiana Laborers District Council. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save lives. We're all in this together.
A message from Indiana's District Council of Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
Fall is in full swing at Sundown Gardens. Locally grown mums and pumpkins plus fall annuals and decor. 186th Street, Spring Mill Road in Westfield. It's sundown.gardens.com.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our home has had Rhino Shield for 10 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Today, or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at B-Window, we mean business.
Head online to the contest page at WIBC.com and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra Thursday, December 4th at Cambridge Fieldhouse.
All right, Matt Baer, what's up?
Hey, south of downtown, stay off West Street, north of Raymond. Fire crews are responding to a fire near a building. So, again, that's West Street, north of Raymond. Southbound 6570 jammed up from the north split down to the south split. That's a delay of 7 minutes. Also, looking at English Avenue at Dearborn, that's a crash. English Avenue east of Southeastern Avenue. Eastbound 70, 2-minute delay. Harding to Meridian. Also, inbound 65, 4-minute delay. 21st Street to Meridian Penn. West side, southbound 465 stop and go traffic around West 56th Street. Then we are slow until we get to around before I-74 interchange, and then that's going to be stop and go down to West 10th Street. Eastbound 465 slows from Keystone Avenue over to I-69. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Right now, employee-owned B-Window means business receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door. Trust a local, trust employee-owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine 71 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Nige, I'm sure by now you've seen the video of the Phillies Karen that demanded the home run ball be handed to her from a young child.
What is it with these videos and these people that steal balls from the kids? I don't understand this at the Major League Baseball games.
And they all look alike. Like all of these people, they all have that Kate Goslin haircut.
That's a name I haven't heard for a while.
The Rachel Maddow glasses, and they all walk over there and they want to talk to your manager. They want to report you to the HOA. They want to call you in for having too many people over for Thanksgiving during COVID, or they want your home run ball. Whether it's Rachel Maddow, Mark Cuban, women, men, they all look alike. There's like a uniform. They should be getting ready to make love to John Gosselin in a reality show.
But this is... this Phillies Karen fits the bill. The stereotypical
checks every box.
Like in the dictionary, the picture of the word Karen.
Right.
She's there.
So this is kind of what all started this. This was a game in Miami. The Phillies were taking on the Marlins. Home run ball gets hit. And because it's a Marlins game, there's not many people there.
Yeah.
The ball lands. People kind of jump on the ball like it's a fumble in football almost. And this dad gets it. He comes out of the pile with it and gives it to a son. And they sit down. And then here comes Kate Gosselin with her little bob haircut and her Rachel Maddow glasses, wagging her finger, like making contact with the dad and then demanding the home run ball be given to her, which ultimately the dad caves and does. The NBC affiliate in Philly interviewed Drew, which is the dad, and his son Lincoln on getting the home run ball and having to give it to cosplay Rachel Maddow.
As soon as it cracked off the bat, it was starting to head our way a little bit. It fell and kind of bobbled between the two armrests, and I picked it up, and I just walked away and held the ball up high and put it in Lincoln's glove. And then she showed up. As she reached for my arm, she just yelled in my ear, "That's my ball!" Like super loud. I almost jumped out of my skin. Then she's like, "Those are from our seats." And I said, "There was nobody in that seat." I pretty much just wanted her to go away and be dad and show him how to de-escalate a situation. So that's where I went.
I wasn't very happy that we had to give it to her, but we can't win. She was gonna get it anyways.
No. I'm sorry, Dad. Don't de-escalate that.
Yeah.
We got to fight these Karens back. Now, I'm not saying make physical contact, but it'll be a cold day in blue hell before that woman gets the home run ball that I gave to my son, which was his birthday, by the way. This was a birthday gift.
I didn't know that.
He was going to the game with his old man for his birthday.
Oh, my gosh. He ended up with something pretty cool, though.
The Phillies took care of him. They heard about what happened. They brought him in the locker room, in the hallway. He got to meet Harrison Bader, the guy that hit the home run. He got a bat. He got a ball. He got a swag bag. Got to, like high-five the Phillies players.
Memorable day.
Right.
That's an experience for that kid he'll never forget.
But, man, stop capitulating these Karens. I'm sorry. I don't care if you walk over there. You're not getting the ball. It wasn't like that dad stole it from her. It was on the ground. And the rules of foul ball and home run ball are simple. Whoever comes out of the pile with it has it. It's like a fumble in football. Whatever happens in that pile happens, but whoever comes out of it, they've got possession. The dad had possession. I'm sorry. Somebody had to tell that female Mark Cuban to get her fat ass back in the seat. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Did you know up to 50% of outdoor water use is wasted? And did you know that there are things you can do to help change that? Indiana American Water suggests that you water early or late in the day to reduce evaporation. Also, be sure to fix any leaks and skip watering when rain is in the forecast. Consider rain barrels, mulch your garden, and use drip irrigation for your plants. Be water wise. Conserve today, sustain tomorrow. Find more conservation tips at Indiana American Water's Wise Water Use Resources at indianaamwater.com.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, you'll talk with an oncologist within 48 hours of your diagnosis, so you won't have to wait to start finding answers.
They got me in pretty quickly to meet my team. They gave me the plan and what they knew and what they wanted to do. I was really impressed with the care team and the approach they took.
Learn more about Community MD Anderson at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, a man is in trouble with the law after what happened last year. You'll hear why. And why firefighters arrived in Newburgh over the weekend. You'll also hear about a youth mentorship theft in Petersburg. Those stories coming up after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1, Indianapolis. It is now 5 o'clock.
A green light for ice raids to resume in L.A. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. California officials vow to keep fighting after the U.S. Supreme Court stayed a judge's decision that blocked immigration raids as discriminatory.
So it was a Biden-appointed judge in July issued a restraining order stopping ICE from stopping individuals with just reasonable suspicion that they're in the U.S. illegally. It barred officials from relying on certain factors like race. Well, the Ninth Circuit upheld that ruling, prompting the administration to go to the Supreme Court, arguing that the ruling restricted ICE's ability to enforce the law that says you can't cross the border illegally.
Fox's William Lajeunesse, Justice Brett Kavanaugh writing that race or ethnicity alone can't be a reason to stop someone, but it can be considered with other factors in forming reasonable suspicion to stop someone for illegal immigration checks. The L.A. mayor calls today's 6-3 ruling un-American. California's governor says it makes every person a target. A grieving mother calls for justice as her daughter's suspected killer appears in court in Maryland.
Hugo Hernandez-Mendez was ordered held without bond. He's accused of murdering 19-year-old Dakara Thompson. Immigration officials say Hernandez-Mendez is in the country illegally. The 35-year-old is from Guatemala. Surveillance video showed her getting into a black SUV August 23rd, but her body was found 2 weeks later off a highway. Hernandez-Mendez was arrested by U.S. Park Police for DUI back in April, but was released at that time. Her mother, Carmen, reacted Monday.
I'm very disappointed, finding that out now, because we may not be here today if they did what they were supposed to do.
The county's state's attorney says they're still investigating, but plan to present a case to the grand jury shortly.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. In North Carolina, the man accused of killing a Ukrainian refugee in a subway stabbing has a lengthy criminal record, now charged with first-degree murder and held without bond. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An Indianapolis man was arrested after selling drugs to another man. Sunny and 72 degrees in downtown Indy. Low is 50 tonight. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Indy Metro police officers say it happened in December this past year on the northwest side. Court documents say Liddell Dean is facing a charge of dealing drugs causing death. Officers arrived at a home on Caledonia Circle and spotted Aaron Love, who died at the scene. A chemical fire at PBTT in Newburgh prompted a shelter-in-place order Saturday afternoon. Crews from multiple fire departments, including Evansville, responded to contain the fire.
Examples would be magnesium, aluminum, and zinc. Although analysis of the area is still being conducted to determine if any other hazardous materials were involved in the fire. It has been determined that the facility had numerous hazardous materials on site.
Warwick County Emergency Management Director Matthew Gable says this is not the first fire at the plant. Hazmat crews were also called there last December for a structure fire at the same site. A former Du Bois County nonprofit director was sentenced to nearly 2 years in prison after admitting to stealing money from a youth mentorship program. The Department of Justice says Ellen Korn of Petersburg stole more than $160,000 over a more than a 5-year period from a nonprofit that provides college scholarships for high school students. Police say she used some of the money to pay tuition to colleges for her own children and spent some of it at places like Amazon, Target, and Walmart. She gets nearly 2 years in federal prison and has to pay the money back. And the 22nd ranked Indiana Hoosier football team gets ready to face the Indiana State Sycamores Friday night. John Herrick reports.
Both teams are 2-0, and Indiana State has had two quarterbacks get playing time in their first two wins. Indiana Hoosier head football coach Kurt Cignetti said Monday the Sycamores will come ready to play.
Well, they're doing a nice job on offense, scoring 40 points a game. They're fairly balanced, playing a couple running backs, They're doing a nice job throwing the ball. The starter's completing about 77% of his passes.
He wants to see his team play a clean game this Friday. It was also announced on Monday that Indiana's game on September 20th against 9th-ranked Illinois will kick off at 7:30 in the evening.
Traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 5:04.
Mark Dietel is the only local real estate agent I'd trust to sell my house here in Indy. By the way, Zillow ranking Indy number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Mark Dietel and his team helped Sarah in Fountain Square out. She invested in a property, ran into some financial trouble, and needed to sell the place for max dollars. She hired the Mark Dietel team, and they were able to sell her property within weeks for over list price. Nice work from Team Dietel.
Mark Dietel is the best in the business, and he has the guarantee that backs it up. He guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price or deadline, or he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. That's what separates Mark Dietel. 755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com. Tell him Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Traffic at 5:05. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, people are seeing a large cloud of black smoke coming from downtown, actually south of downtown, and we have emergency crews responding to West Street north of Raymond right now to a fire there, so please avoid west, north of Raymond. Also checking southbound 6570. That stopped north split to the south split for a 5-minute delay. Inbound 65 delayed 5 minutes from 21st to Meridian Penn. West side southbound 465 stop and go traffic in parts from 71st down to West 10th. Northbound 465 slows from 86th Street up to 865. East side southbound 465 slow before 70 down to South Shadeland Avenue. And Boone County northbound 65 jammed after State Road 47 for about 2 miles. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
Mainly clear for our Monday night with lows falling into the upper 40s. Tuesday, we're going to have a little bit of a warmer day ahead under mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies as highs get into the upper 70s to lower 80s. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
Representing District 20 for the Indy City County Council, Michael Paul Hart joins us. Counselor, we got a lot of stuff to get to, but last time you joined us, you were the minority leader. And then a couple hours later, you went to a meeting, and it was almost like an episode of Survivor. You were blindsided, and they voted you off the island. What happened?
Or a scene out of Goodfellas.
Right.
When Joe Pesci thinks he's getting made.
You were
I
Joe
don't know.
Pesci walking into the office. What happened, man? Did you get backstabbed? Do you feel betrayed? Was it a coup? What happened?
It was unexpected. I can tell you that much. There is the rule that we can't talk about what happened in caucus outside of caucus. But what I'll say is that
This is like Fight Club. Come on, give us the dirt.
Wait, what's the rule?
It was.
What's the rule?
You're not supposed to talk about what happes in caucus outside of caucus.
Okay.
But we can. So,
But long story short, what I've said, a couple times is I was doing too much too fast, and they wanted to slow down, go back to doing it the way that they had been doing it for the years before me, and so.
Too much too fast.
Says who? Like, that's the question. Now, we've heard, and if you can't answer, I understand. We've heard that you were being too critical of Joe Hogsett. And for whatever reason, old Diamond Joe is like Geppetto pulling the strings of this council for some reason. I don't know how this guy's in a position of leverage, but here we are. Is there any truth to that?
No, I thought I was getting beat up for not being critical enough on Joe, right? There were folks that want me to call for his resignation, and I didn't. But there was a vote that came up where I did support having a conversation about selecting new leaders for the city county council. So that would have been Vop and Allie Brown. And I did vote in favor where others did not vote in favor. So that didn't necessarily come up, but that would have been anything of that nature.
And it was the Republicans that moved behind the scenes to give the leadership back to the previous minority leader, Brian Mowry. Again, I know you have to work with these people. It can't just be all, hey, what the hell's going on here? But, man, it feels like that's a betrayal. Did you feel that way?
I wasn't happy about it, because I'm very happy about the work we've done in the last 8 months. We put out 7 different proposals in the 8 months I was there versus, that's probably about the same amount we've done in the last 5 years. Had more press conferences, had more press releases. I was in the news every single day. And so, it was working. It's still working. You guys are still gracious enough to have me here. So, I think we're on the right track. I've got Smart Indy rolling. A lot of good things are still happening. So
right.
I don't think too much was lost because of all that.
I don't like what happened to you, man. I got to be honest.
You're working too fast a pace. So
this is the government. We need you to slow down just a little bit here, counselor.
And we know Mowry. We know those guys. He's a nice enough guy, but I didn't like what went down. I couldn't imagine you did either.
No, not at all.
And that was a surprise because I think you were here the day that it happened, and then later you went to the committee meeting, and then all of a sudden you're aced out.
Pretty much. That sums it up. Yeah, it was. I left here, went there. We had a few meetings with some other folks from the city, and then that vote came up.
So of all the problems in the city of Indianapolis, the Republicans got together and said, problem number 1 is Michael Paul Hart. Like, come on, man. That's so ridiculous. Let's get into the crime, because this is another big problem, right? Last time you were here, which is about a month ago, you were rolling out this plan to put some teeth into the curfew law. Because previously, if anybody violated curfew, nothing would happen. It's just a glorified finger wag and everybody moves on with their lives. You wanted to make it so there were fines involved for parents who are not being responsible for their kids. And then I find out that the safety committee, which I don't believe you're a part of, but you're part of the city county council, the safety committee says, nah, we're not going to do that, and no more discussion of safety. They're the safety commission, the safety committee, and they don't want to have any more debate.
Yeah, you're spot on. So I am part of it. So I was there.
Oh, okay,
I got to be a part of the whole conversation. But yeah, essentially, I created a proposal, one of those 8 that I created, and I put it forward. And essentially, it was, first time, it's just a letter saying, hey, look, you continue this, or your child continues to do this, you're going to get a fine, right? And on that second time, it would have been a fine for $500. And on the next time, it would have been, I think, $1,500 I put in there.
So the first time is the warning, right? So you get a warning. If your kid gets out after hours again, now we're going to have to fine you. And what happened?
And so basically we put it up there. We had a debate up to a certain point in time, and some would say it's too much or it's offensive, or I think somebody called it racist at one point. And I said, look, I don't,
all of it. All the keywords, all the buzzwords.
Basically, at the end of the day, it was for accountability, right? It's if your kid's out there,
a deterrent.
It's 100% a deterrent,
right?
And so it left. And what you were alluding to earlier is that they called to question is what it's called. It's a Robert's Rule of Order motion you can make, which means you take a vote to just stop talking about the particular item. And that's what one of the counselors did is, I believe it was Frank Mascari is who did it, called us to question. And basically they just wanted to stop talking about that topic in public safety and then move on.
The safety committee.
The safety committee, yes.
Didn't want to talk about safety anymore.
Correct.
Okay, because I feel like sometimes when you say these things out loud, it becomes even more laughable.
It does. And when you hear us kind of giggle and laugh, that's all I can do. That's all we can. That's all we're capable of right now because it sounds so ridiculous.
Krista Carlino, one of your fellow counselors, was complaining that some people might not have the money to pay the fines here. But kind of isn't that the point? It's called a deterrent, right?
Right. Yeah. The point wasn't to get people out there and just start throwing out fines all day. The point was to say, if we have to, we will. But hey, this is what's going to happen if this behavior keeps coming up.
Right. If you don't have the money, make sure little Johnny or little Susie is in the house and not out on the streets of Indianapolis at 2:00 in the morning.
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So let's move on to some stuff that may be discussed tonight, okay? Because if I keep focusing on that, I'm going to have an aneurysm. AES, they keep wanting to jack up our rates here. I know this is something you have on your radar for tonight.
Absolutely, and I will say this is Jason Hammer inspired, right? I mean, it's, I listened to the show and I could hear the griefs. I said, we got to do something payback. And no, not really. That's not the case. But basically what it is we have the option here at the city to do special resolutions, which is kind of the ceremonial things, right? You get a baseball team. Beech Grove won state a couple years back. We brought them in and said, good job. But we also have what are called general resolutions, and that's what I'm doing is a general resolution, which requires a committee vote. It requires a stance by the city county council. And so I created a general resolution proposal that essentially urges AES to withdraw their petition to the regulatory commission. And that commission is who sets the rates. And if AES does not rescind their petition, in the proposal, it then encourages the IURC to deny the request. And why this is important, it does a couple things. One is it allows people to come to a committee and state their frustrations and aggression with why you would want to raise the rates again. And then two, it then creates an official stance from the City County Council of Indianapolis, probably the largest rate-paying area for AES.
Right. And it's not like AES is coming to the table saying, we need a new data center. They're coming to the table saying, we're doing it because.
Right. Yeah, this was different from data center. This is more tied to some other things I've learned about of where they're trying to transplant some or a piece of it where they're trying to move off coal in some places and move to natural gas in others. And there's a lot of different suggestions of what could happen to prevent rate increases from going up, like keeping these things in parallel, keeping coal plants while you're creating gas-powered plants. Instead, AES wants to stop using the coal power plants and then start and then move on to the natural gas sooner.
It's going to be fascinating tonight, Nigel, to see what kind of counselors, just because he's got an R next to his name, are going to be pro-AES and screwing the taxpayers.
Oh, I know. I think this whole thing is unbelievable. Like AES, they had that disaster a couple of like a year ago, and then they said, "Well, we're going to jack your rates up a little bit more."
Right. People didn't have power after that duratio, whatever it's called, for about 4 to 5 days. Some people like Matt Hiblin in the back didn't have power for like 5 days.
But now we're going to jack up your rates.
Right. And it's not because we need a new data center. It's almost like the Dave Chappelle Show skit. Why? Because screw them. That's why. Michael Paul Hart is here, part of the City County Council. So let's talk about the data centers. In a rare sign of everybody coming together, it seems like, and singing Kumbaya, the Republicans, the Democrats, you guys have all teamed up to say no to this big Google data center that's proposed near Franklin Township here in Indianapolis. It's wild when you guys can all come together. Like, on this one subject, there's no difference between you and Jesse Brown, Counselor. Like, you guys are all together here.
It is true, and so we got to keep it that way, right? So it's a two-step thing. Tonight is the first of two votes. So tonight I'll call it down for a hearing, and then on the 22nd we'll have the final vote, and we'll need 15 votes that night. But what's interesting is there's an overwhelming outspoken level of opposition to it from the council. So there are 16 councilors who have publicly said they oppose it today.
Why?
There's many reasons. So there's environmental reason that some are just opposed to it because of the water, the electricity, the impact to nature, the quality of life to the folks that live there. I mean, think of an IKEA building being dropped in a field right next to your house. That's 300,000 square feet. I mean, they're massive buildings. But then they have to be protected by backup generators that are tested weekly, and so that are run at 65 decibels at a constant noise rate. So you've got that quality of life. You've got the tax components to it. Energy tax, sales tax, both abated for 50 years at 100%. That means they're not paying anything. 40 years on personal equipment property tax. That's the stuff inside the building. And then that's also 100% abated. I mean, they're not paying anything. And then the last one, which is the big one, is just the land real estate property tax. It's abated for 10 years at 50%.
I mean, 40 years, when we're all dead and gone, we'll finally start reaping the benefits of the
of these 50 jobs that are created. And it's 50 tops, right? That's it. 50 jobs. That's all.
50 a building and up to 4 buildings. So you might get 200 in 10 years. But that's if technology doesn't change. I mean, look back 50. What were we using for technology?
And they get the tax breaks, and they steal all the resources. Unbelievable. But this thing isn't over, because Boss Hog sets into this thing. And for those who haven't been keeping score, the group that is behind the big push here, Joe Hogsett is like the advisor of that group. So you've got potentially taxpayer money with this thing. Joe Hogsett's the advisor. He could financially benefit if this gets approved, but yet the council is against him. But if we know anything about Joe, he's not going down without a fight here or without a drink. He is going to fight back. And what's going on? Are they still trying to lobby to make this happen?
Oh, absolutely. So what it is the mayor's office created an organization. It's basically a nonprofit called the IEDI, the Indianapolis Economic Development, Inc. And essentially they've got a contract for $1 million, and all they have to do is produce 4 quarterly reports a year.
Who's the main advisor to that group again?
So the chairman is of the board is Joe Hogsett. Now I don't think he draws a salary. I'll at least clear that up for him. But he is the chairman of that. So the direction at which that organization goes ultimately goes to his discretion. And that is the group that is out with Google, with AES, actively lobbying counselors on both sides, but also the school corporation. They're trying to get the school corporation to flip in order to then try and influence votes.
The way they do referendums, right? You get the kids involved. Well, the school needs this. You don't hate children, do you? And that's how you get this crap through.
Exactly. It's, what does the school need? Google, we can provide that to you. And then if so, that should then maybe get some other counselors to go back the other way because it was good for the school.
A bunch of promises to the school that will never come true, but people will buy and believe and attempt to try to win favor over.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. Man, I appreciate you taking the time to come in here. We went through a bunch of stuff in about 15 minutes. I know you got to get to the meeting tonight, but man, go in there and raise hell for us, all right?
Will do. You got it.
Good luck.
Michael Paul Hart's Indy City County Council. Matt Bear, sorry for the delay there. We were trying to solve all of Indy's problems, my friend.
I think you got it done. Southbound 65 after West 86th Street. That's a crash causing stop-and-go traffic back to 86th Street and the northwest side. Whole thing is kind of slow here at the moment as we check out southbound 465, and that stop-and-go from West 71st Street all the way down to Crawfordsville Road. Northbound lane slow from 86th Street up to 865. It's southbound 65 70 that has a construction delay of 3 minutes from the north split to the south split. Inbound 65, 4-minute delay from 21st to Meridian Penn. Southbound 65 on the south side, slow from the south split past Keystone Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, we need 33 more people to get to 150 on the YouTube stream in terms of likes, in terms of thumbs up. So help a brother out here. Get the digital department off my backside here. If you are tired of paying taxes, if you think AES is screwing you by raising rates, man, misery loves company. Jump on the WIBC YouTube page, give us a like, give us a thumbs up for law-abiding citizens who are tired of having the bejesus taxed out of them. Every thumbs up on the YouTube feed is a middle finger to those raising our taxes, including the Republicans at the State House. WIBC's YouTube feed. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up. We'll play a fun round of Are You Okay With This coming up next.
The Voice of Health Minute with Dr. Robert Prather of Holistic Integration.
Zinc is one of the more important things to get the maximum height. Boys have about a 4-inch variation on what their genetically what their height would be. But if you don't get the proper nutrients, zinc is one of the biggest factors on that. And if you get enough zinc, that's probably the major thing on getting the amount of growth.
Our son must have had enough zinc.
I gave him a lot of zinc.
6'5".
2 sons came in wanting to be basketball players, and they wanted their heights to be taller. And one son didn't want anything to do with supplements, and the other son started in on some zinc supplements. About a year later, the other boy started. Because his
brother got taller than him.
His younger brother was outgrowing. A younger brother started taking off. And he said, okay, I want that too. Matter of fact, the mom said that they were all over it. So
he took his supplements after that.
He really took that.
The Voice of Health with Dr. Robert Prather. Sundays at 8 p.m. or anytime at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln and Fishers. Come see the full line of breathtaking Lincoln vehicles at Indiana's premier Lincoln dealership. From the moment you arrive at Tom Roush Lincoln, you'll know you've arrived. Shop over 200 new Lincolns in our state-of-the-art family-owned and operated dealership with no pressure. Just the award-winning service and respect you deserve, plus complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln and Fishers.
There's just something special about late summer at Wilson Farm Market. The sweet corn's still crisp, the tomatoes are juicy, and the cucumbers taste just like the summer should. Stop by with the family, fill your basket with fresh produce, grab some hot, fresh fried chicken, pick up homemade jams, and select from hundreds of cheeses to make every meal something special. And don't forget that famous pretzel bread. It's always a hit at the dinner table. 20 minutes north of Carmel on 31 in Arcadia. Online at wilsonfarmmarket.com. That's wilsonfarmmarket.com.
Why do so many basement companies want half the money up front? Could it be because it's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they don't ask for a deposit until the job is done and you're completely satisfied. They even start with a free inspection to ensure you know exactly what your home needs without the guesswork. With over 35 years experience, they've proven that trust is built on results, not deposits. Michaelis, building trust beneath your feet. Visit michaeliscorp.com.
Truck drivers and owner-operators, there's never been a better time to team up at Schneider. We have more team-friendly loads than ever, including express delivery parcel freight that offers great miles with no delays to keep the wheels turning. Plus, for a limited time, company team drivers may be eligible for a sign-on bonus of up to $16,000. Owner-operator teams may qualify for a $10,000 incentive. Explore team driver positions at SchneiderJobs.com and search team contracting jobs at SchneiderOwneroperators.com.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg is where I buy jewelry for my wife and very nice watches for myself, including Flederman Von Riest, assembled right here in Indiana. The most incredible selection of diamonds, gold, and rare pieces. Talk to PA Jewelers about that special piece or that special piece you want to sell. And don't forget to join PA Jewelers for their anniversary sale on September 13th. I'll be there starting at 3 p.m. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg. PAJewelers.jewelry. That's PAJewelers.jewelry.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
This hour is powered by Miss M's Home and Garden, Johnson County's fall nursery headquarters.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
All right, Hammer, real quick. Some people are pointing out that Sabrina Carpenter, who's a singer-songwriter, she was on the Disney Channel. She was on Girl Meets World. I think my daughter watched it for a while. But she's a singer-songwriter. They're saying that Nobody's Son, which is a song of hers, sounds like John Party. Everybody know who John Party is? Country music singer?
Yeah.
Heartache Medication. Here is a clip of Carpenter's song Into Party. What do you think?
Here we go again, crying in bed with a familiar feeling. Here I go again, I'm drinking one, I'm drinking two. I got my heart.
Are you okay with this?
That sounds identical. Like, there needs to be a lawsuit right there. If I'm John Party, I'm lawyering up because it's not like even a sample. The lyrics are pretty much on par. The same type of cadence. It's all right there. So, yeah, that's something. And that brings us to great moments in That Sounds Familiar history.
Oh.
Great moments in That Sounds Familiar history. There was an artist called Sammy Switch who had a song called Oh Why, and Sammy Switch sued Ed Sheeran because his song Shape of You sounded like his. Take a listen.
I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your
This is Ed Sheeran. This is Sammy Switch. What do you think, Nige?
I mean, it has the same kind of nonsensical blabbering.
Oh, why,
oh, why, oh, why.
All right, here's one where the judge said yes. This is a ripoff, and Katy Perry had to pay money.
Ooh.
Katy Perry's Dark Horse compared to the song Joyful Noise.
What's your mind? What's your mind? There's no going back.
That's Katy Perry.
Chapter 1, Nifty K. I heard a lot of words that have tickled many ears. That's why I praise God for the word that we adhere. The word became flesh, lived for 30 years.
And Katy Perry had to pay for that?
Katy Perry was found guilty and had to pay royalties to that Christian rapper that did Joyful Noise.
I'm not sure I heard it.
Last one here, real quick. This was thrown out by the judge. Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas compared to a song from the 80s with the same name by Vince Vance. This is the Vince Vance version.
Yeah,
just threw that one out, though. Katy Perry had to pay just threw that one out.
No, that sounds more like Katy Perry got screwed. Mariah Carey got away with one there.
Let's break down and have a look at the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why Republicans are out on the campaign trail. Sunny skies and 73 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm Jake McDaniel, and this report is brought to you by Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 531. They're trying to get voters on board with a new piece of legislation they're calling the Big Beautiful Bill. The White House is even telling them to rebrand it as the Working Families Tax Plan. Senator Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says the bill is the opposite of what people voted for last year.
Americans are about to see their health insurance go up by the highest amount in 15 years. You think they voted for that? No. They didn't vote for more Americans to get sick, although that's what the Trump health care plan will do.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates the bill could lead to millions of Americans losing health insurance and would add trillions of dollars to the national debt. Homeland Security is announcing an immigration operation in Chicago called Operation Midway Blitz. Secretary Kristi Noem says the operation would not go into the details.
I never talk about security operations. I don't want to ever do anything that would jeopardize our law enforcement as they're out there on the ground making sure they're keeping people safe.
DHS says the operation would target criminal illegal aliens who have flocked to Chicago and Illinois. This honors an Illinois woman who was killed in a hit and run. This follows a warning from President Trump that he wants to clean up Chicago's crime problem. 6 people are dead after 2 Palestinian people opened fire at a bus stop in Jerusalem this morning. The suspects were shot and killed by a soldier and an armed civilian. And competition is motivating the Capital Improvement Board in Indianapolis. John Herrick explains how.
It's no secret that leaders in Indianapolis want Lucas Oil Stadium and Victory Field looking nice with up-to-date amenities so the city can bring and keep big events on board and not have them taken away by places like Nashville or Las Vegas.
I think we are benefiting from generations, frankly, of investment and keeping our downtown core dense.
Capital Improvement Board Executive Director Andy Mallon tells Inside Indiana Business that upgrades are coming as soon as next year to Lucas Oil and Victory Field, plus 3 skywalks are being developed at a cost of close to $17 million. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
With your traffic at 534, here's Matt Bear.
Downtown, a 4-minute delay on southbound 6570 from the north split down to the south split. Also on the northwest side, southbound 465, pockets of stop-and-go traffic from West 71st to Crawfordsville Road. That's a 9-minute delay. Inbound 65 slows 21st to Meridian Penn. Inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic from 106th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, employee-owned B Window means business receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door. Trust a local, trust employee-owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly clear and pretty chilly for a Monday night with lows falling into the upper 40s for the second night in a row. Tuesday, we're looking at a warmer day under mostly sunny to partly sunny skies as highs push into the upper 70s to lower 80s. The warm-up continues through midweek on Wednesday with highs pushing into the lower 80s with light winds, lots of sunshine, and dry air staying in place. No rain chances are in place through midweek. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Final score, Indianapolis Colts 33, Miami Dolphins 8. Big blowout there, Lucas Oil. The Colts win their first game of the regular season, which in and of itself is quite an accomplishment for the Colts, correct?
Some of the Colts players were 10 years old the last time the Colts won an opener.
So, Hammer, the big question is, Colts looked great, had some positive, it was a fun game to watch, but they played the Dolphins. Which is it, you know?
Dolphins could be ass. Let's find out from one of the guys that talk about this for a living. Kevin Bowen, part of the morning show over on 107.5 The Fan. KB, back for another year, breaking down Colts games with us. So what is it, Kevin? Are the Colts better or are the Dolphins ass?
Wow, that is a great question. Very descriptive as well. We have gone through, and us three have done these Monday combos for, I don't know, the last 3 or 4 years. We've gone through so much just absolute misery the Monday after the opener. Like, I don't even think I'm ready to entertain that question. Fans can feel however they want today. If you want to move Peyton Manning's statue to Shapiro's parking lot and build Daniel Jones' statue out front, by all means, that was a thorough, you said ass. All I know is that was an ass kicking. And yes, Miami might stink, and the Colts might be the New Orleans Saints of last year who did this in week 1, but nonetheless, we haven't seen anything like that. I mean, hell, all their wins last year were by 1 score, all 8 of them. Yesterday, it was never even close to a 1-score game, especially after halftime. So that was a thorough, surgical, clinical beatdown on both sides of the ball.
So let's start at the quarterback position here. A lot of people thought it was a controversial decision to go with Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson. I know a lot of calls and messages came into your show about that topic. Talk about why it looked like to be the right decision.
Well, I think what you're going to get with Daniel Jones, there's certainly the hope is, and you saw that play out over 60 minutes yesterday, is you're going to get methodical, you're going to get ball control, you're going to get the ball in the hands of playmakers, and then they're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting after the catch. And Shane Steichen is very bullish on what he designs up and the scheme of their offense. And again, I think that was on full display outside of really one ball that should have been picked. I mean, Jones was flawless. He gave guys chances to make plays. It's not the flashiest, Josh Allen type of Houdini plays, but at the end of the day, again, it's a very efficient, kind of think baseball analogy, more singles and doubles, and if you can build enough hits up, you can, get runners over and get them in. And I think that's what you saw. You saw a lot of scoring drives that were sustained drives. When you hear ball control, that phrase, you think of a running game a lot, and Jonathan Taylor was fine, but really the ball control is Daniel Jones doing a whole lot of it, again, with that right arm and letting guys make plays. So that is exactly, I think, what the Colts are hoping for. And that's really what they got from him yesterday.
I think Daniel Jones ruined a parlay you had with Tyler Warren.
With Jonathan Taylor. Yeah.
With Jonathan Taylor.
I was a Jonathan Taylor touchdown away from hitting that same game parlay, and that vulture, Danny Dimes, comes diving in there himself, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
I was going to say, Hammer and I traded text. That the Tyler Warren over under 3.5 catches, that was the lock. That might be the easiest lock we have all year.
Oh, yeah. We gave that one out on your show on Thursday, and that felt like free money. There's no such thing as free money, but that came close. Hey, talk about Tyler Warren real quick here, because fans like myself, we've been saying for years, we need an NFL caliber tight end to help move the chains. Not a basketball player they're trying to turn into a tight end, not some project. And Ballard, for all of those years, very politely gave us the middle finger. Now, here's a kid, this Tyler Warren cat, boy, he seems like the real deal, and it's making a big difference.
Yeah, he's a stud, flat out. Rookie tight ends do not do that in week 1. Hell, the Colts, to your point, haven't had a tight end put up those numbers, 7 catches for 76 yards, since Jeff Saturday was the interim head coach. That's how long we have to go back to. So it's been quite humbling at tight end. And, again, you can watch the catches and watch the yards after catch and watch him jump up in the air and catch it, and it's all very evident. And obviously the stat line backs it up. But go back and watch the Michael Pittman Jr. touchdown, and it's a little football nerdy, but you will see on that play Miami giving Tyler Warren a ton of respect. I mean, they are treating him like, whatever you would treat the first lady, and all of a sudden there's Michael Pittman Jr. wide open down the right sideline, and Daniel Jones processed that, found Michael Pittman Jr. for the touchdown. Like, Warren clearly is already commanding big-time Pro Bowl level type of attention from the opposing defense. And despite that, he still had, again, the biggest day of Colts tight end he's had in years. So, Hammer, you and I, of course, talked about it on Thursday. I thought Warren, I thought 3.5 catches was laughable. You saw him used as a fullback on one play. The Colts really have not had a skill player like this in quite some time.
You mentioned him just a minute ago, the running back, Jonathan Taylor. Your analysis, how important is he to the offense? I think he had a really good game yesterday as well.
Yeah, he carried the ball 15 times in the first half, which is a huge number for those kind of unfamiliar with how running backs are utilized in today's NFL. He actually left the game late in the third quarter, kind of got hit in the neck area, from like a medical alarming standpoint. Shane Steichen downplayed a post game, and he never like went into the blue tent or went in the locker room. He actually put his helmet back on at one point. Then I think someone was like, "Hey, the score's like 1,000,000. Why don't you just take the rest of the game off?" Now, up until that point, they haven't used any other running back, which again is kind of rare in today's league to not see a little bit of a rotation there. So, anytime Taylor is not in the game, I think it gets attention, not from just the bettors or the fantasy footballers, but he's really, again, a pretty unique running back in that they play him a lot and give him the ball a lot. So just something to keep an eye on as the season moves along.
Kevin Bowen with us, part of the morning show on 107.5 The Fan, recapping that big Colts win. Some of the other storylines coming out of that game, Kevin, I thought it was interesting that when they announced the Colts, like, that wasn't the usual starting lineup. Here's the offense or here's the defense. It was, here's the Colts, and they just ran out. That seemed like it was a little different, and maybe that's part of the new leadership of the Irsay daughters.
Yeah, I was curious about that. I definitely need to look into that because I definitely noticed that as well. I think from a halftime standpoint, they maybe needed to add a minute or two for the Ring of Honor ceremony. So I don't know. I mean, it sounds stupid, but I don't know if like NFL rules mandate, hey, then you need to trim a little bit from the pregame or something like that. But yes, I cannot recall the last time. That was funny. I did think to myself, boy, I don't know who on offense outside of Jonathan Taylor and maybe Tyler Warner get a lot of big cheer. Daniel Jones before the game was not going to get some resounding cheer from those in attendance. I actually thought it was one of the smoothest traffic commutes I've ever had to a Colts game, and I was kind of curious what the atmosphere would be like. I think it got there, and certainly when your defense, frankly, they just need to honor Lou Anarumo almost next Sunday when they play Denver because I thought that defense was outstanding yesterday.
Hey, real quick, you mentioned that, the crowd. I thought I was there. I got a sunburn from sitting where I was. The sun was shining right through here. I got cooked, man. I looked every bit like somebody from Beech Grove, Indiana. Absolutely. But the one thing I will say, I did not see as many Dolphin jerseys as years past when the Dolphins have came in. Maybe it was just opening day. Maybe it was some other reason. I don't know. But I didn't see as many visitor jerseys.
Yeah, and, Miami, it kind of walked into the season a bit similar as Indy. Like, okay, what's the future of this franchise? Head coach, GM, not as much quarterback, although Tua certainly was humbled yesterday in that start there. So I don't know if that had much to do with it. One thing I know we talked about, maybe a little bit more in the preseason, the Colts having certainly on paper, they have a huge opportunity here early in the year. I predict them to get off to a 4-2 start. Obviously, I didn't think it looked like yesterday from just a domination, but, they're going to get Denver here at home. That's kind of a coin flip game. They'll get a rookie quarterback in week 3. They've got the Raiders and Cardinals in early kickoffs for the West Coast teams coming up in week 5 and 6 at home. So, this schedule is a little bit more backloaded, so I think it's definitely paramount they get off to a good start.
Last thing here before we let you go, Kevin, your thoughts on the halftime ceremony, Jim Irsay going in the Ring of Honor. Peyton spoke. Pretty much all of the guys that are still with us or not working somewhere right now were there. Sans, Marshall Falk, and Eric Dickerson, I believe. All the guys were there.
Yeah, I thought it was really tasteful. I thought the whole day, the pregame honoring, for example, they had that Eastern Choir sang the national anthem. They also sang at Irsay's funeral, just a little thing like they had these bottled Cokes in the press box, which Irsay always loved. And, people obviously have the shirts on for the boss and, bobbleheads, I think, went to the suite ticket holders and things like that. So certainly they honored him, I thought, again, in a very respectful manner. Now, I thought Peyton did a nice job at halftime. Obviously, Carly, the oldest daughter, spoke afterwards. You could hear Kaylin Jackson, the youngest daughter's emotion in that post-game locker room. But Jim Irsay would be the first to tell you the real way you honor me is by playing good football. And certainly they did that. Complimentary football, and that to me is probably what had Jim Irsay smiling down through that open roof more than anything.
What's coming up on the big show tomorrow morning?
Yeah, we have Kenny Moore, the second on our show late today. So for those that missed it, we'll probably re-rack that coming up in the 7 o'clock hour for those up and early and tired of Tony Katz in the morning to flip on over to us around 7:30. But, yes, we'll do that. And the Fever have their final game of the season. They clinched a playoff spot. So they will start that coming up here this weekend. So it's been a really impressive story around the Caitlin Clark injuries that have marred her season. So we'll talk a little Fever as well.
Check him out on the morning show, 107.5 The Fan. That is Kevin Bowen. KB, great job, my friend. We'll talk again next week.
You bet, boys. Excited these are starting again. Talk to you next Monday.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The kids are heading back to school, and let's be honest, you're finally getting the house to yourself again, which makes now the perfect time to take care of that roof, siding, or gutters you've been putting off. And Moss Roofing is here to help. Moss Roofing has been helping Central Indiana homeowners for 34 years. They're family-owned, locally rooted, and known for doing things right every single time. Free inspections, honest advice, and top-quality work on roofing, siding, gutters, and windows. They treat your home like it's their own, and they clean up like they were never there. That's why they've got great reviews and a loyal following of happy homeowners. So don't put it off any longer. Let Moss Roofing check your roof, your siding, and your gutters to make sure they're ready for the winter ahead. For your free inspection, call 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com. Fostech is American-made firearms made right here in Indiana. American craftsmanship meets cutting-edge innovation. Their lightweight AR-15s are incredible, and they don't sacrifice dependability or durability. Advanced machining capabilities create incredible products, and they are all designed, machined, assembled, and tested right here in Indiana. Fostech, owned by a family that has served and loved their country. Find a dealer near you or visit Fostech.com. That's F-O-S-T-E-C-H, Fostech.com. Use promo code WIBC for 10% off your order.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $300 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, totals, player props.
$300 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Well, who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 Accord SE for $329 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake. Visit our showroom off State Road 37 today. Tax and title fees not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. Not combinable with other offers. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends September 30th. See dealer for details.
At Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, you'll find a team of experts on your side, all working closely to give you the guidance and support you need.
Everyone knew what every other doctor was doing. I didn't have to go to 3 different meetings. I didn't have to talk to them individually. You knew right there in the room. They came up with a plan together.
Learn more about Community MD Anderson at ecommunity.com/cancer.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Fall is in full swing at Sundown Gardens. Locally grown mums and pumpkins plus fall annuals and decor. 186th Street, Spring Mill Road in Westfield. It's sundown.gardens.com.
Forget digging through clutter to find what matters. The WIBC Daily Newsletter puts the biggest local stories and exclusive show moments in your inbox and lets you skip the scroll. Sign up by clicking Connect at WIBC.com.
Matt Baer has a look at the roads.
Yeah, Hammer, we check out the northwest side, Pike Township, and southbound 65 before West 71st Street. It's a crash, stopping us back to 865. The dogleg delay time is at 37 minutes. Then a crash about a mile and a half north of State Road 47 in Boone County, blocking the right lane. Stop-and-go traffic for that mile and a half. Southbound 65, 76-minute delay. North split to the south split. South side, northbound 65 slows Raymond into the south split because of construction, and the same with northbound 65 before the 465 interchange back to Edgewood. Looking at eastbound 70, that is a disabled vehicle they're towing off. It's from eastbound 70 to Rural Street on the exit ramp. Right lane of the ramp is blocked. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, employee-owned B Window means business. Receive up to 50% off, plus a free patio door. Trust a local, trust employee-owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine and 70 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
I'm Nigel. That's Hammer. How was halftime? How was the tribute to Jim Irsay in the Ring of Honor?
It was really good. Kevin mentioned this last segment. At times it felt rushed, like toward the end, right before they unveiled the name.
Really?
Like the players were starting to run back on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Here was Peyton Manning's speech to the crowd.
It gave this city a team it could pour its heart into. As players, we could feel Jim's commitment every day. His office was in the facility. He was in the locker room after games, both home and away. He loved the Colts, the horseshoe. And that was the kind of owner every player dreams of playing for. Jim gave us a stage and you a team. He did everything he could to make sure we were worthy of your cheers. But even at your very best, it was never just you, the fans, behind us. It was Jim. He didn't just own the Colts. He bound us all together. His legacy roars with every one of you. There is no place Jim Irsay belongs more than right here in the Colts Ring of Honor.
It was cool seeing all the guys back. Like Marvin Harrison was there, and Dallas Clark and all those guys. And it's the Hammer and Nigel show. Get fit like an MVP at Synergen X and Low T Center. A lot of letters there, but it's going to make you feel a heck of a lot better. Book a free TRT consultation, and you're automatically entered for a chance to win autographed sports merch and tickets to a local sporting event. Winners are selected every week. Female patients, you're eligible too. It's not just for guys. Book now at TRTMVP.com. That's TRTMVP.com. Book that free TRT consultation and be an MVP with your health, and you might pick up some great prizes too. TRTMVP.com. Check it out.
And once again, female patients are eligible too. Book now at TRTMVP.com. That's TRTMVP.com for that free TRT consultation. Be an MVP where your health is concerned, and you might be a winner too. TRTMVP.com. TRTMVP.com today.
Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers. Come see the full line of breathtaking Lincoln vehicles at Indiana's premier Lincoln dealership. From the moment you arrive at Tom Roush Lincoln, you'll know you've arrived. Shop over 200 new Lincolns in our state-of-the-art family-owned and operated dealership with no pressure. Just the award-winning service and respect you deserve, plus complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Luxury